creation. A world on the brink. In the age of sorrows, dangers abound, and cataclysms loom on the horizon. But it is not without heroes. The Exalted, those chosen and empowered by the mightiest of the gods, are all around the world. They have, and can, pull it back from the precipice of oblivion. That is when they aren't too busy fighting each other. Now, Chills as Aura.
Dude, I got nothing. I have no idea what's going on.
Korak as Lythander. Alatos as Gavel.
This is my own personal hell.
And Alatos as Gavel.
Do you want to see my 17 wall-to-wall Funko Pops?
Do you want to see my jars?
And Glimmer as everyone else. You have 23 hours before the poison droplets hit your fucking soul. Now get out of my sight before I piss on you too. Must band together to save creation from the greatest threat the world has ever known. All this and more on
Piss Machine.
On FateBreakers. God damn it.
Everybody stand up!
Episode 69.
Nice.
Get it out of the way now.
Nice.
What do you mean?
Nice.
We got a couple more of those. Nice.
This is episode 73.
Nice.
Nice. Seize a chance.
Nice.
Anyway, welcome to this episode of Monster Mates. Thank you, Trevor, for picking the Dead Titans number today.
Of course.
Hey yo. We're doing a necrofussy.
Not quite like that.
Not quite.
Eolda, what happened last time?
We $8.
What? That's not what happened last time. I was gonna set up a bit how Eolda can't tell us what happened last time because he's fucking dead now.
Thanks, Amir. And,
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Sky,
okay.
technically.
and Sky Sundering Shadow.
It's okay.
Can you
This-
believe
today-
my boyfriend and girlfriend killed the people that we didn't want them to?
And also Aura and also Ligier. The series of events that happened was in the first scoring of a goal, he was successfully humiliated enough that he was forced to pull out his ultimate ace in the hole of effectively ripping open a giant portal to let the Neverborn and all their undead horrors of the Malpheus. Malpheus himself was not too keen on all of that happening, so his core soul just promptly had him executed.
Right. Yes. In this, in that moment, though, I believe the Sword of Creation was, what was it? The Sword of the Yozi was brought out.
Yeah, the Sword of Creation, it does exist, but it is very different.
Yes.
It's 2 cheeseburgers.
Yeah, Amir grabbed the sword enough for Sky to essentially pump all of her crafting charms into and spent like a half dozen motes in the span of a few seconds, effectively, to pump out a duplicate of it referred to as the Sword of the Neverborn. While she was successful in that, Amir attempted to just steal the main Sword of the Yozi for himself, and he was only... He was microseconds away from just breaking the attunement and taking it before Aura tackled him away from it. And because of his failure in doing this and needling from the rest of the crew, he has officially decided to divorce Lythander.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which has caused bad things to happen to him.
For reference, there is no material on how to actually sever a solar-lunar bond in the core book. As far as Aura and to a lesser extent Lythander is aware, that shouldn't be possible. Those souls are supposed to be linked forever and ever unto eternity. Amir appears to have actually found a way to break that.
Oh.
And he also...
Concerning.
Yeah, to some extent he had a getaway route planned because he immediately got married to a soul of the Ebon Dragon afterward.
I can't believe they're
Just
that racist.
What?
Amir is racist. That is all.
I don't think racism really plays into this.
Casteist.
Oh, you're referring to how he disrespect... Oh.
That
I thought you were gonna complain how he said your daughter wasn't your daughter.
Oh, that too.
Oh, which arguable. It's a the answer as to whether Red Henry Berthy is your daughter is philosophically complicated, and she is and she isn't. We've established before, and he has a disagreement on the means of that. In any case, because of Iolda attempting to use a dirty bomb on all of hell, the match was called. And both of you guys are, Gavel and Baal are eligible to get, a free commission from the boss of hell.
Yeah.
Asterisk. But we'll get to that asterisk later. For now, the arena is being cleared out from all the bits of rotting third circle demon that are spread everywhere as Sky Sundering Shadow ripped the secrets of the universe from his brain. But before anything else, in the immediate aftermath, Lythander.
Yes.
You are having your brain blasted from the knowledge that you stole from his head about the creation of the elemental pillars. Yeah, that's probably the noise you're making as you just instinctively fall to your knees and clutch at your temples. I had a monologue here. Are you gonna let me get it out, or... Okay, thank you. So, I knew it. I fucking knew it. In any case, you're seeing the raw fires of creation play, the creation of creation, if you would, play out in live action in front of your eyes. You are seeing raw chaos and potential being ripped from formless nothingness, hammered into place. The formation of mountains, rivers, volcanoes, the mantle, the crust, the core, hundreds upon thousands of the underpinnings of the fabrics of reality, ley lines being ripped into reality and laid down like a mason would lay down stone to make a road. You are seeing the creation of the world itself. You understand now. Fire, earth, water, air, wood, how they link to each other and keep themselves stable. You understand how to build a world. Or at least how to keep it stable.
Did you know that 3 plus 3 is actually 1? And we were just wrong this entire time?
One of the ashen ones just leans down and wipes the blood trickling out of your nose and ears.
Who would have thought that there were so many dicks that were made?
Boss, I think Lythander's broken.
How many holes that need to be filled?
Gavel's gonna walk over to Lythander's bedside.
How many pillars exist?
A second troop goes up to the first one. Ma'am, he was always like that, actually.
No,
oh, really? Yeah.
Why does one lie about me? I've never been like this.
So
I am now coming
Lythander.
to a conclusion.
So Lythander, how you feeling?
He'll be fine.
I'm assuming this is because of the divorce, Nue says, just raising up her ring finger as if it had a ring on it. I didn't even know you could break those bonds.
Well, as far as I understood, you couldn't. That's why I'm concerned. Whatever Amir did, it wasn't in the book.
Yeah, my relationship with you is pretty fucking great. You're probably the best partner I could ask for, but my understanding is that that's not always. It doesn't always work out like that.
I feel decimated, but fuck him anyway. He was a cunt.
Yeah, he was kind of a terrible person. I get trying to eliminate threats to the world and everything, but murdering a ton of people from the shadows, like, even for a nightcast, like, that, he just seemed to go on, like, untargeted rampages constantly. It feels like it's just a question of when it would happen, not if.
Imagine being that much of a dick.
We made our attempts to reason with him. It was really difficult to make. It was really difficult to get him to apply his talents in a way that wasn't entirely chaotic and outrageous. Well, but still, what happened was more than a little concerning. A lot of things happened at once, as a matter of fact.
Also,
Sky Sundering Shadow has a...
Sky Sundering Shadow.
Sky Sundering Shadow.
Sorry, go on.
Shadow has what... Sky Sundering Shadow has what could be described as a makeshift copy of the sword of the Yozi. As well as... And Amir is now bonded with a Soul of the Ebon Dragon, as far as we understand.
I think Nue would just kind of raise a hand. I don't really think that was makeshift. Whatever scheme she was going to be doing, like, I think Lythander mentioned this, something about her trying to cast a spell, a necromancy on a whole Yozi at once. She pumped that infrastructure she built into this. This isn't a makeshift copy. This is a perfect... Well, I'd call it a perfect replica, but it's very different. But it's probably about as powerful. I think it's pretty safe to say this is the reason she was here. Or, if not that, she got something as valuable as what she wanted.
Indeed. It's been a long time coming, but it seems that she's going to become a bigger threat to the current state of things faster than I anticipated.
About that, she dropped off the War Strider. Like, she didn't take it, she returned it. Like, it's right out back.
Right, I imagine she doesn't require it anymore.
Well, she put a letter on it for you.
Does she know that I might have stolen information that she wanted?
I mean, if she does, she might have put it in the letter. I didn't read it. It's not for me.
Does Nue have the letter, or do I have to walk up to the War Strider and pick it up?
She hands it to you.
All right, let me take a read in here. Dear pesky plumbers, the princess is in one of my... Okay. You take it, Rex.
It appears to be an actual, genuine apology.
Oh.
Well, apology accepted.
Like, I didn't have time to write out the entire text of it is. I apologize for deceiving you in my mission to create and acquire a replica of the Sword of the Yozi. While I was forthright with my plans to remake and create a new world, I was not entirely honest about the means that I would be taking in order to gather the equipment for doing so, for fear that you would attempt to stop me. However, I should note that we were successful in killing Yolda, and there was minimal collateral damage to mortals and demons alike. All things considered, that could have gone much worse. I have enclosed this is underlined, War Strider as a token of appreciation that I do not wish to become enemies in the long term. As mentioned previously, I have thousands of years with which to enact my plan, and now I may begin to do so. Here is hoping that we do not come to blows and we may be able to work together again in the future. The Sky Sundering Shadow.
I see. Well, I appreciate the apology.
There's also a 5 jade coupon to the Golden Hawk restaurants.
That feels targeted somehow. I don't know how to explain it, but that feels weird. But that feels like a weird, I forgot your Christmas gift type gift.
Kind of, yeah. It is not clear if she knows you're a major stakeholder in that business.
Well, maybe we can chat about it on our next step. Maybe we can chat about it next time we meet.
Yeah, it's not going to be a revelation to say this is not the last time she'll be showing up. I am not I did not forget to leave Chekhov's gun loaded there.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear from her again. All right.
What is not returned, however, is the Adamant War Strider.
Right. That does concern me. Where did I meant to speak with
Rashid.
With Rashid before we departed to face Yolda the final time, but we did not have the time to, and I only managed to speak to Sky Sundering Shadow. I wonder what became of him.
He has a panel at the last day of the All-Thing tomorrow. So that is a time and place you will be guaranteed to find him. And the All-Thing will be closed out with a majestic workshop with Ligier, Shingiri, Malpheus. Guest attended by God-Eater Baal and Gavel the Hammer of the Yosi.
A workshop, huh?
It appears he wants a grand audience for this creation. It may or may not have any resemblance to real con workshops. We'll have to see. This is also
good.
It's also the same day as Gavel's panel, which we foreshadowed a bit ago.
Yeah.
What is Gavel's panel? This seems one other thing before we go into that. It's not too long after you guys all leave the tournament venue, get all the Eolda Ecor washed off you, assorted quotes and debris. First you actually do pass by fucking Yao, the architect of Thorns. You know, if that match had gone on longer, I could have been able to show you I could do this. And he just gestures at the ruins of what used to be the his goal, and it just raises up high into the air. Like, into extreme range, mechanically speaking. I wouldn't have been able to move that out of your reach, but seems like that ship has sailed. Maybe some other day we'll get the chance to finish that game.
Perhaps. Sorry about the jetting that occurred. I was in a bit of a hurry, and so to speak, there were a lot of external factors that didn't quite pan out for the fair.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. I understand. Anything that you could bring to fight against the Neverborn is worth doing.
Indeed.
That woman, Sky Sundering Shadow, their servant. I'm going to kill her.
Right.
And that one lurking around your backs, the one with the spider.
Wait.
I'm going to kill all their servants.
That person is off limits for right now.
Concrete scraping on concrete sounds as his head slowly turns to meet Lythander's gaze. Then I'll kill him later.
I mean, we're going to try to...
Right.
I mean...
Remember,
I share custody of him, and apparently I have full custody because Sky decided to abandon my child here. I look at Spider.
Oh no, she sent me a letter too, he says, cleaning out his ear. She expects me to rejoin the service of that... What's her name again? She exalted me. I really should remember her fucking name.
That bitch, got it.
Sky Sundering.
No, it's
What's
Fallen Star.
Yeah, it's Fallen Star.
Fallen Glimmer of Fallen Final Glimmer of Fallen Stars.
I remember beating her
But
up.
yes.
We could do it.
Nope.
She didn't
But
get
yes.
stronger, did she?
You didn't beat her up, you escaped.
Yeah, we won.
Yes. But yes, I hope you'll allow me the chance to speak with them before you execute your plan to eliminate them. What's his name?
Bramble-Fist Yao.
Yowie.
before you execute on your plan, Yao.
I can call you Yowie, right?
In fact,
No.
there's actually something I've yet to reveal, and I'm not sure if she knows this. As part of our final deal, and this is something I don't know if she might even recall, as part of our final deal to seek some form of cooperation through greater projects, I was allowed to purchase majority stake in her endeavors, which makes me a member of the board of directors of the new world she seeks to create. Meaning that I have a good position, position to exercise some authority in the decisions she chooses to make for how she goes about creating that world. So I plan to leverage that position in the coming future. Hopefully to deal with the situation with as little bloodshed as I can muster. If all else goes south, you're free to engage as you see fit.
She's not going to stick to her word. They never do. They said they would leave my city alone. Then they threw those pigs in with the puppeter's plague and turned everyone's corpses against each other. And you know what the mask said in his little victory speech? For every soldier you send against me, I have 3 to add to my army. Ripped out their upper souls, and their corpses and sent them all against us.
Aura starts hearing that story and is slowly like lifting her finger to point at her forehead, and then she starts hearing the rest of the story and then goes, okay, I'm reading the room. I'm gonna go ahead and put my finger down. I'm not gonna rub it in. I'm not gonna say anything bad.
Yeah, there were no solars at Thorns when the Mask of Winters happened. That would have changed things.
No, I was essentially trying to say, like, don't worry, she'll keep her deal. I would know, and then I point to my Eclipse cast.
Mask of Winters, did not give a shit.
Yeah. I imagine.
In any case, he is directly pointing at Spider. One day I'm going to kill all of you.
Wait, me?
Oh, I mean...
Wow.
If you get in my way...
Okay, Cloud.
I meant his kind. With death stink on them.
You know that's not his fault, right?
Oh, you want to go? Alright, we can go right now! He's gonna roll join back if you don't stop him!
Spider, down, boy.
He said later. Later.
But it's a fight!
What did I tell you?
It's a fight for later.
You are my friend. Waha. You are my friend. Whoa. Copyright.
When I heard you say you are my friend,
Audio jungle!
I was on that shit like the goddamn Black Plague, baby. Let's go.
You rat.
I have.
We are cheese to meet you.
I'm always cheese.
You see, I'm more of a cock. I mean, why do you think I have Pedro?
I'm going to need you, someone to make a presence-based persuade action on Spider. Why he shouldn't throw hands right now to a challenge.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll that with. Do I have a presence excellency? I don't think I do. Let's check. No, it's awareness. Korak, how's your presence? Alright, so my presence is still probably higher. I'll go ahead and roll my 9d10 now.
Gavel has good presence for what it's worth.
I do.
Let me double check my presence.
It's a 5?
Not high enough. He's using his major virtue of courage to bolster his resolve to
friendship
6.
towards Spider, what was it, presence, and any attribute? Force. So I'd have 6 dice here for this. No.
7 with your
so that's
intimacy
not gonna
with
be worth
Spider.
it. Sorry.
It might. You never know.
Maybe.
You might get it.
I believe in a thing called high rolls.
No.
Oh shit!
No.
Wait, no, you
I
missed.
fucking knew it. Oh,
You put in the
sorry.
less
Yeah,
than,
so I
not
got
greater
0.
than. 1. You got 1.
No, you got 1. You didn't botch.
Yeah. Go on.
Gavel, you want to give this a
I will
go?
give this a shot.
I always mess up that. I don't know why.
Remember.
Finally, there's where all those 10s
You
went.
see,
So,
today's
1,
not my
2,
session, remember?
Correct.
4,
Remember.
6, 7, 8. 10 successes.
Correct. Remember. Greater than looks like a 7. Lesser than looks like a 4. That's how you know.
I mean, that is
Okay.
actually a good way of learning, or to remember.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
I can kind of see it, yeah. Alright. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm imagining that Spider just kind of shoulder checks, get, Aura and Lythander aside, and then Gavel gets in front of him, probably still devil triggered out, and just kind of shoves against him and just pushes him into the ground.
Appeared.
Yeah.
Mommy? I mean, Daddy? Yes, Daddy. Daddy.
And then, Yao, using his architect, charms, manifests a manhole cover and traps Spider in the sewer.
Mhm.
Okay, there. I'll deal with him later.
The Spider could go into the
He has
gulf
trapped
if he
Spider in
wants,
a...
instead.
He doesn't.
Alright.
He is now trapped in a sewer level.
Well then.
A demon sewer level. Somehow not as bad as a human sewer level, unless...
Unless.
Are we talking like, are we shitty here?
I mean, if you think normal human bodily waste is bad, try it when food's been cooked with Kimberly's acid ocean.
Oh no.
Alright, the other last note I'll make is there's another world distortion effect, only Gavel sees this, unless anyone else succeeds at, difficulty 10 fortitude integrity rolls.
Impossible, Chief.
Let's see.
Let's give it New A.
I'm very close. I have an 8. Let's see if I can get a stun here.
Okay.
Okay, Spider knocking me on my ass. Let me see things in a new way.
Yeah, sure, go
Upside
ahead.
down. Damn it!
Not quite.
You definitely said someone using really powerful magic, as Gavel briefly vanishes. And from Gavel's perspective, Sophia standing before you, arms crossed. You went back on your word.
I got a better deal.
Noted. This will be accounted for and noted accordingly across all of She Who Lives in Her Name, across all of me.
That is acceptable.
I will insist on showing you the fruits of your labors, such as it were. And with a sweep of her hands, the entire world around you turns into spheres.
Yo, we're spear
And when it reforms, you effectively see something, scrolling to the gifts again, not unlike this.
How many gorbs, borbs, and porbs?
Oh, no, I'm just gonna look it up on Google search. Add the name of the game.
And of course, the warbs.
Apparently that new DMC show is bad, unfortunately.
I actually enjoyed it for the most part. It was alright.
You see something not too much unlike fucking this, hovering right outside of Eolda's estate as it's exploding.
Oh, okay.
This is what the Solar has wrought in preparation of his death. And as you are getting closer and drawn to it in the vision, you hear a forming someone in the background. This, not wrong Solar. Not you, Chills.
Okay, good.
It has been decreed as such. The demons who will most garner the respect of the first circle demons shall be anointed and shall take Eolda's place within hierarchy's hierarchy. It will be as such as it is, such it will be. Repeat. And then that message just keeps repeating.
Okay.
As there's a massive crowd of demons of all sorts of stripes, sizes, colors, lineages, all sorts of fucked up shapes, acid elementals, blood apes, jeweled wasps, neoma courtesans, pill bugs. All sorts of fucked up demons are just looking and are preparing to run in the third circle election.
Oh boy.
And naturally, riots are already starting to happen because of that.
Makes sense.
I attempted to confront that Solar myself, but as a Zenith, he was frustratingly resilient to my attempts to kill him.
I heard they tend to be like that.
In older editions of Exalted, Zeniths had resistance as one of their cast abilities.
Wow.
Adrian Wheelturner is a very hard man to kill. You will take responsibility for whatever this little contest does. As frustratingly enough, I myself, despite being above who this role is meant for, cannot directly intervene. Doubtless that Shadow Witch was involved in constructing the particulars. Though I know not the specifics of how he was able to, or they were able to make this grand of a working. This should be the sort of magic only a third circle sorcerer can accomplish.
Of an enemy stand.
Perhaps.
Stand proud, Jotaro. You did it. You beat the allegations.
Consider this your warning, and relevant crimes and responsibilities of this shape will fall to you.
Yes.
With a flick of her wrist, the world dissolves back into spheres and reforms exactly where you left with her gone, and Gavel reappears from everyone else's perspective. Probably reappears making that same angry Bob face. Just, oh wait, that's not the right repost.
Wrong image. The one previously.
Yeah, in any case,
Hey, buddy.
Nui just kind of sladdles up and looks you. You're like 3 heads taller than she is right now because she's kind of tiny.
Yep.
Who was it?
It was Sophia.
Powerful demon, I'm guessing?
Correct, a fennec for she who lives in her name.
Oh, that's like the heart of... That's like the real bit... That's the load-bearing part of the Yozi.
Yes, indeed.
So they bear loads.
Yeah, because if you kill a fennec soul, the whole Yozi fucking explodes and reforms in a much more fucked up way. That's what happened to the murder wind, right?
Basically, yes, but it appears that now... It appears that Sophia isn't quite happy that Eolda was permanently taken care of. And I basically explain to Aura what the vision I was shown, basically, and what I was told in that conversation.
Right. That was something you mentioned. She came back with to reassess the point of your negotiation before. Though that is a troubling prospect. I once pointed out that the power vacuum would occur, but I didn't expect it to be addressed quite like this.
To be fair, that other Solar did mention that he had plans set up for whoever came next after Eolda was exploded. I guess this is what he meant.
It was all part of his plan.
Feels weird to have it.
Which means cake.
Still feels weird for a Solar to be deciding. For a Solar to be the deciding factor on, what gets done around here and who gets to call the shots.
He was demon-blooded, and he said he lived in Malpheus his whole life, so...
I guess he kind of counts.
Yeah, and for reference, Adrian's not a creature of darkness. The sun is not a racist.
How do you know?
Demon-blooded humans, because I play him.
Fair enough.
I don't want to get cancelled.
In any case, this seems like a good a time as any to move after a brief rest period. Everyone reset your anima and motes accordingly to Gavel's panel.
No!
Go ahead and sell us on your panel, if you would.
Alright, so, the title of this panel is... not quite. Heavyweight Galactic Duel of the Century. And then below that, in parentheses, where is her name? I just had it in front of me. Final Glimmer of Fallen Star probably can't kill us all.
That's a good ass panel name.
Most of us, yes. All of us.
Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
I am willing to make. You see, 90% of you are going to die, but you see, I don't care.
This is Gavel right now.
If Gavel is able to keep everyone alive at the end of it, then she certainly will try.
Gonna try for the pacifist route, or the everybody lives route, whatever you would go with for.
No, the fist route.
Alright, Ball is absolutely there, seated, at the very front row, just gives all of you a curt nod as you walk in.
I give him a nod back with a slight smile.
Hey, yo, you're giving nods out?
Emerald Al-Saiduk wheels herself in after you, or rather, her demon artifact wheelchair is propelled under its own power. She doesn't need to bother with that.
Ah.
So, I do have something that might help you out of that wheelchair.
I have no interest in that.
That's fair.
I don't want to give up my mobile weapons platform, thank you.
I mean, doesn't mean you can't give it up. Doesn't mean you have to give it up to have it.
I will note that just because I can't stand doesn't mean I can't use my legs. I have developed a close combat technique to use the twitch reflexes.
Around?
Yes, just because they don't move in a traditional walking locomotion doesn't mean I can't use them for other means. And any kind of repairs would interfere with that.
If I were to make them more flexible.
Well, they're already plenty flexible as is. She says as she grabs one of her legs, she grabs her calf but with her arm and bends her leg the wrong way.
Oh.
I can do that too.
Can you?
I do it, but you hear a snap. Yeah, I can.
The tears in your eyes suggest otherwise.
What tears? I'm just sweating out of my eyes. You don't sweat out of your eyes?
Yes, it's called tears.
That's called sweat.
You're trying to trick me to steal my shape, and I won't let that happen. I'm just going to ignore you.
Aww.
Is he talking to Rashid? Is he talking to Rashid, by the way?
Emerald. The Horizon cast Infernal with the crazy Kamehameha Death Wave.
Well, nice to meet you. I'm Lythander.
It's because they were talking about a mobile weapons platform, and I thought they were talking about the mech.
She could turn her wheelchair into a fucking cannon.
Somebody stole our mech.
To be more accurate, a voice from the back of the room says, "The mech stole itself."
What do you mean by that?
As Rashid appears at the back of the room. This is what I meant when it's no longer safe for me to be alongside the Ashen Ones. I can't fully control my powers. As I was using it to destroy the remains of Iolda's castle, and I should note, by the way, this is no longer being held inside of Iolda because his castle self is now just fucking ruins.
Right.
This is now being held in a temporary, just a fucking demon warehouse that a major soul of Malpheus requisitioned. Effectively, like, you're using, I don't know, his seventh soul, or whatever kinds of there's way too many fucking demons that I could keep track of or make up in my spare time, and we could just keep some off screen. You're using the fucking warehouse demon that exists in every tokusatsu set.
Excellent.
Makes sense.
In any case, he just gestures around him. The second I was done using it, it gained a will of its own and then left me. And by extension, you.
Oh.
Sounds illegal.
This is what I mean when it's no longer safe for me to work inside the Ashen Ones and alongside of you. I can't fully control my power. The exit to betrayal has accidentally made your own mech betray you.
Oh. Huh.
Oh, I didn't think it would be that bad. Sheesh. Well...
We cut to the mech fucking robbing one of the Golden Hawk restaurants.
Go, do crime!
Well...
Go, my child. Do a crime.
And for his credit, Rashid does look sheepish and apologetic, but he is still standing resolute with his shoulders squared as, I'm not backing down on this. I can't help you in good conscience because I will fuck things up.
How about you just
All
don't?
right.
How about you try to do the opposite of helping us? Which then you'll betray the people that we need to be stopped.
I'm still getting a handle on whatever these abilities are, and I think I'm starting to understand why they're misfiring like this. I'm not just...
Because you're trying to do good?
No, because I'm not just the Exalted Betrayal. I'm a Patchwork Exalt.
Right.
I am also a chosen of the God of Bonds.
Oh, so you're... Oh no.
And because of the conflicting essence raging within me, my powers just go off sometimes.
Go off, King? Okay.
Yes, quite literally. I will hear on this panel, and depending on what goes, I will make my way to Sky Sundering Shadows, or whatever those Deathlords are's lair, in hope that I can continue to disrupt them, but it may end up helping her as much as it may end up hurting her. I don't know. I need to figure my shit out.
Yes.
And he just sits back down.
Right. Gavel. Feel free.
Oh, yes. Yes, making sure to work the flow of your power is just as important as, well, I would say walking properly. Making sure you have a perfect hold of your powers can utilize them in the best way. This is done for anything from martial arts to even woodworking.
The name of his great curse is referred to as Essence Incontinence.
Oh my.
His power just kind of fucking leaks out. Moving on. Mnemon Loki is there.
Oh.
That fucking asshole. Just kind of picking dirt out from under his fingernails and polishing what looks like a little seed off before he plants it into a little pocket plant holder.
Goodness.
Also there is the Ouroborous.
Goodness
And
sakes.
and the second they show up, everyone just immediately turns to look at them, and they just fold their arms and just sit at the back. One down, he said, is all they say, looking at Gavel. Whatever ends up being discussed here will be useful in my own pursuits, so I won't be bothering any of you at the moment.
Gavel just glares at Ouroborous, but then looks to the rest of the audience.
A bunch more people filing in. You don't know who Foggy is, naturally. You guys never met him, but there is what appears to be he's using the resplendent destiny of fucking a merch collector, saying he's here to get souvenirs for his son. Which actually isn't just a sidereal lie. He is legitimately getting merch for Ixiam.
Oh my goodness.
Doing some birthday shopping for his son.
Oh, Foggy.
Boy.
But he's not the only Disney joke that inexplicably became a real character. Aye, now hold your horses! Don't get started before everyone gets to the starting line, lads and lasses, and everybody else.
Oh, yes.
That man is detained. He's
what?
detained.
What, folks?
No, Egerts.
No Tepet. No Tepet.
No, it's not Tepet Etep.
It's Egress.
Yeah, it's the duck folk. It's the duck folk infernal. Otherwise, he looks an awful lot like this. I'm gonna go pull up.
Okay. I got upset for a minute because I thought I heard Tepet Etep walking around.
No, this guy comes in.
Ah, good.
One of the guys you rescued from the plant shit. Now let it be known, I never let a debt go unpaid on my own account. Let's see if I can add to your own war efforts.
Well, then I hope this presentation will be a sufficient enough motivator.
As he's saying this, his cast mark is shining as well.
Ooh.
Infernal. Alright, those seem like enough major characters for now, so go ahead and feel free and launch into things as I take a sip of water.
Alright. Ascendants, each and every one of you, from each corners of creation. There is a very serious matter that pertains to all of us. Not just everyone in this room, but everyone in creation itself. It's time for us to go up against one of the Deathlords themselves. Final Glimmer of Fallen Star. Now, why so high of a stakes, Gavel, Hammer of the Yosi, you might ask? Well, besides getting payback for killing me in the First Age, there's also another big issue. She wants to remove the elemental poles. Gavel waits for dramatic reactions.
And as a note from Archive My Mentality, that's kind of Sky's thing in the long run. Fallen Stars' plan is to fucking make Moore's Law more certainty of everything that can happen has the worst possible outcome.
Yes.
She's making the make everything terrible Loom of Doom engine.
Alright. There we go.
Yeah, so after that has had enough dramatic input to sink in, Loki raises his hand. So this isn't about the Mask of Winners? I thought that was the Deathlord.
Not that one. This is specific.
How many of these fuckers are there?
There's a lot of them, But Final Glimmer of Fallen Stars is the one we need to focus on.
As a necromancer, Lythander would know there's approximately 13.
13 dead and dry.
They may or may not be wearing those cloaks when you encounter them. It's unclear. And, so what do you know about her then? Ball, says, leaning forward. And while we're on the subject, I think that there was also something in the blurb about killing the unkillable, too. This could be applicable towards a lot of our goals, so we may as well broaden the scope a little bit.
Indeed. And then I basically relay past experiences with Final Glimmer, including the one encounter that made it to where I had an intimacy of fear of Final Glimmer. Back during
when
the
she
Sham
almost
arc.
sucked you into her whole black hole.
Yep.
That is also herself.
I relay that experience to also, put in the proper stakes for everything.
Alright, as this is going on, there's definitely a few moments of silence as everyone is taking the moments to process this in, and Emerald raises a hand. So I should probably mention I have prophetic dreams.
Oh, and what has the night brought you as in terms of visions?
Well, I know I was coming to this panel, so I focused on that in my nightly meditations, and I got a couple of things. The first is that whatever pacts these Deathlords have made with, the Neverborn, the dead Yozi, there's only one way to kill each one of them. If you don't use it, they will come back. Like, this happened with a Deathlord named the Dowager, apparently. I saw in a vision of, they killed her with the sky.
Ooh.
Like, the sky of the underworld attacked her and disintegrated her, and she reformed a year later. Because it wasn't her one weakness or whatever. And I'm pretty sure that anything killed by the sky of the underworld, even if it were like a bog standard god or whatever, that normally gets past spirit immortality, given its, the power of death, of the underworld, and, the sky.
Right.
So any progress on killing this bitch or any one of her co-workers, you're gonna need to do some research onto what that actual means is, and unfortunately that's where the vision ended. Lythander, make a difficulty 5 fortitude sagacity roll in order to conjecture for weaknesses. Based on your experience as a necromancer, this is lower than for everyone else.
You said fortitude plus
Sagacity.
sagacity. Alrighty then. Lythander has been drinking during this panel.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, you're that kind of con goer. Oh, hey!
10 successes? I don't think that makes it,
No, it's difficulty 5. You'll absolutely make it.
Wow.
I don't think I made it. Lythander says, looking at his pants.
No. As you look at your pants, you're considered with a spot of dust on it. A single fragment of Yolda that's kind of lodged itself in your belt, piercing the fabric.
Wait a second. I still have Yolda's spell.
You have his what? Oh, right, yeah, that.
The spell?
Yeah, the fucking kill everything around me spell. The life-ending wave. But that's a problem for later. For now, let me narrate.
What do you mean that's the problem? It's the solution.
It actually isn't, because whatever her one weakness is, that's not gonna do it. One, because she's already dead, and life-ending wave can't end the life if your life's already ended. But two, you know, a brief recap on exactly what these Deathlords are. Fallen souls of First Age Exalted, who made pacts with the Neverborn, the dead titans, to come back crazy fucking strong and gain horrifying powers with holding up the bargain of ending the world.
Hmm.
And one of their most fearsome powers that, if you didn't know already, you just learned about it, is there's only one way to kill them. They only have one weakness and the vulnerability. And that's something they wouldn't necessarily know because the Neverborn don't really talk. They just kind of scream, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, 24/7. And the issue with killing the Neverborn is that to do that, you would need to kill all of creation because it's their unfinished business. However, the Neverborn are not inaccessible. Their tomb bodies drop at the center of the underworld into what is referred to as the Labyrinth. And while that is a considerable means away from your current location, it's only where the bulk of the Neverborn are. There are still fragments and smaller corpse bodies and titans littered around the depths of the underworld, mausoleums to the dead, where you could literally walk into the Neverborn and read them like a fucked up library to find information. In order to find Final Glimmer of Fallen Stars kryptonite effectively, you need to enter one of the Neverborn directly and pick their brains, quite literally.
Oh.
That is going to be the only way that feasibly has any means of finding that kind of information.
Alright.
I'm assuming Lythander tells everyone else this at the panel.
Lythander, are you going to share this information with the rest of the class?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't die. That would be a dick move.
Yeah, it would. Alright, so just knew it.
It's almost as if I'm gonna ask them to pay me money, though.
Oh my
No, don't do it, Jimmy.
Hey, yeah, you want some info? You gotta pay the price.
For this mini I handed you and then expected payment for.
You gotta give me the, you gotta pay the troll.
God damn it, beat me to it.
Get into my...
To get into this boy's soul.
To get into my...
Yeah! Alright, look, well done.
Alright, Nui just crosses her hands.
Just...
Well, that's an answer, but that sure as shit isn't gonna be easy. Like, I didn't even know
Life
you
is
could
not
go
easy.
inside the Neverborn. They're fucking dead giants. We would need to do a lot of mining or shit, right?
No.
No?
No.
You could just go in?
Just go
I'm
in.
pretty sure I can just go in, yeah.
Well, if you could just go in, I'm sure it wouldn't be unguarded. They'd have, like, loads of shit, like, real powerful, like, undead giants, right? We might be able to take them as we are now, but we need to do a shitload of preparation and fucking legwork ahead of time.
Well, it's a good thing I'm so good at amassing a force for any sort of engagement.
And that actually brings me to, on that note, and just kind of, Ball says this, just raising his hand and like, I want the talking stick, please. She has forces, too, right? Like, all the Deathlords have, like, legions of undead at their beck and call, so... I know you have a really fucking good team. They seemed like it was about even with mine, but... You can't fight entire legions of millions of dead souls with only 1,000 guys.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Not.
I mean, you could.
We won't.
I never said it wouldn't be effective.
Oh.
We won't have to fight her legions if we get her, herself, to come to us.
Ah, so we gotta get her to come.
Calling her to a
us.
personal duel.
You're right. To us is the hard part.
Gavel glares at Lythander.
Why must you do this to me?
Ouroborous'
Why
shadow.
must you come here every day and do this to me?
Ouroborous from the shadows. Their shadow takes form and sits on the chair next to them and whispers something. It says that the Neverborn the Deathlords are compelled by the old laws, whatever those are. Something about having kinship through other unclean creatures, like the other part of me says anyway. So, calling her to a duel might work. Might.
We'll just have to give her a strongly enough worded invitation. Trust me, I'm a woman of... well, let's just say aggravating words, as some of you already know firsthand.
But that's assuming that you can kill her that you could kill her in a duel, and that killing her in a duel is involved with whatever her secret weakness is.
Indeed. But we need to find out
what if it's not?
We'll have to find out what that secret weakness is first, and then we can form the plan around it.
Not gonna set up any contingencies or anything ahead of time? Okay.
Oh, I do. I'm just not going to share them yet.
Isn't that the point of this fucking panel?
It is, but I want to make sure we have that we have every single plan out there. And then that will eliminate some contingency plans, or it might raise up others. I want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row.
Right, and you also want to make sure no one in this room will leak anything to her.
Indeed.
Because I can definitely tell you for sure, I don't know if I trust any of you green fuckers.
Gavel glares at Ouroborous.
They just kind of look dead in the eye and gesture at their emaciated ribcage, just like, I don't trust demons. They did this to me.
Gavel gives a small...
Do you know who you need to trust? The Feds.
Gavel gives a small shrug at Ouroborous' answer.
Do you have to... Okay, but you don't have to, like, say that... You don't have to fucking pull out the hard G, bro. Come on.
What's the hard...
It's just on call.
Oh.
No.
No, I thought it was the hard A, like, my anathema.
Oh, jeez.
What? We're all anathema. We can all say it.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone in this room has the A pass.
Everyone fell silent after that.
Oh my goodness. But what all resources, for those of you who are still on board, what resources would everyone want to contribute to such a plan?
And I lift my hand.
Aura.
Money!
Bless you. Thank you, Mrs. Krabs.
Thank you.
Sponge Baby Bob, I'm off to fight a black hole lady! Arr, arr, arr.
It's after me secret formula.
Fucking black hole plankton. Anyway. Emerald just kind of leans forward in her chair. That all depends on if you could do something for me, I think.
And what did you have in mind?
Well, I couldn't help but hear that you were from the Dreaming Sea part of creation, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Oh, what a coincidence. So am I.
How interesting.
If we are able to kill the spirit court of the Empire of Prasad, I would be able to repurpose their divine remains into something that will help you, and I'll consider that my payment for helping.
Well,
I trust that, given what I've heard about you, this would be a mutual interest, no?
Oh, it certainly would be, as Prasad is the next stepping stone right after this panel.
Alright, and it's at this point, Bal just kind of raises his hands. We should actually... I have some ideas on that, but let's save that for after the panel, and for now talk about the Super Death Lady.
Indeed.
But
the Super Death Friend cast?
Bal just kind of lifts his hand. What's your timetable on this?
20 months.
Timetable? I expect the war...
20 months. Wait, I'm not
Wait, you're not joking? Actually,
Yeah.
6 months?
20.
Oh, 20 months.
Yes, an actual estimated this will take a little over a year.
A year in creation is, I believe it's 15 months, I should note.
still a little over a year.
Yeah.
Did I stutter there, Rex?
No, you didn't. And in prior editions of Exalted, there were 25 hours in a day. I don't think that's canon anymore, sadly. That was a cool little note.
That's a funny little bit.
Yeah.
But okay then as my compatriot says, about a year.
And what if she gets her little pet project running before then, Wouldn't you just be screwed?
That's why
That's where you come in.
And that's why I have
And what makes you think I'll be helping you? Could you make it worth my while?
I mean, creation not going boom.
Creation not going boom, yeah. We'd be fine here.
They're not going to stop with just creation.
No, they pretty definitively would, because if the goal is to kill creation and with it kill the Neverborn, we'd be fine here in hell.
Aren't these two places connected?
Ish. He is assuming that Malpheus would survive the destruction of creation, which it might not. Do you want to test that?
Okay, because that's pretty much what I was thinking too. Was why would you say something so controversial?
Yeah, Loki is just kind of being a fucking asshole, if you haven't noticed. It's almost like I picked that name for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
he's low key.
Oh, as I note, as he is doing this, Loki is just kind of whittling on like a little piece of wood. I'll just make a little roll for him in the meantime, just to have him use his craft excellency and build anima.
Oh, great.
He's now at 2 anima. Remember what happened the last time? He was at 2 anima.
Oh, goodness.
Cast mark shining, the fucked up version of Aura's cast mark.
Yeah.
He's gonna cross his hand, puts the little wooden duck he carved down, and looks like, so I ask again, what's your plan?
My plan is if things accelerate ahead of schedule with Final Glimmer, then as I said, contingency plans, which will mean going even more aggressive on the War of Prasad. As a new fellow compatriot, Ball has agreed to assist in this War of Prasad of mine.
Yeah, Prasad's the place where all those gods just rule out in broad daylight, right?
Indeed.
I'd love to kick that place down.
And so, as you've heard from God Eater Ball himself, that, well, the force of my army would be about as capable as his own forces. I'm quite confident that both of our forces combined, plus a little bit of extra help in case of any tomfoolery from the gods.
You know how many dragon bloods Prasad has, right?
Yes, I keep getting told this by my priest.
No. It's not even just the dragon bloods you gotta worry about. Like, they have hundreds of thousands of soldiers. And you have, 1,000?
You sound just like my priest.
And, not just that. If they're part of the realm, they have those fucking sidereals back in them, don't they?
Oh, trust me, I've been having my fair share of sidereals.
And they have a bunch of other shit waiting in the wings, too. I heard that they picked up this thing called the Dragon King lately, that they were able to juice up crazy high and do shit dragon bloods can't.
Dragon tales, come on down to Dragonland.
This is still Loki saying all this, yes?
Yeah, it's still Loki saying all this.
I want to read intentions on Loki.
Okay.
What
Loki?
What would the attribute ability for that be again?
It would be your choice of embassy or presence, plus fortitude or finesse based on what approach you'd be doing here.
Okay, I'm gonna spend an excellency for my embassy.
Alright, he's going to be using Guarded Mind Meditation to boost the difficulty of this here.
Oh boy. Alright. Greater than 6 successes.
Give me a second as I readjust this mic. It keeps... Okay, there we go.
Excellent.
It's no longer falling over, I think. Let me just move it a little bit further, and... There we go. Okay, perfect. Oh, wait, nope, it's still... The waveforms are looking free.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh no. I can't believe Rex died. Wait, Rex exploded.
We have lost Rex to the void.
Am I back?
You're back.
The mic... Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Final Glimmer got you for a second there. Uh-oh. Oh.
I think he... Oh.
Barely. You're like at the lowest of volumes.
Alright, readjusting.
You're back. You're getting better. Oh. Nope. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Rex, no. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, Korak, please stop. Okay, alright. Yeah, the waveforms are back to normal again, and the mic is stable.
Thank goodness.
Alright. Let me double check exactly how Guarded Mind Meditation works. It's a general purpose exalted charm. Korak, you can stop that now, please.
What I have?
Because I think it, yes. Increases resolve against re-intentioned actions by her essence. So, you got 6 successes. Defenders win ties.
Alright.
Except if you're a solar.
Unless you can think of a stunt in trying to figure out this guy's bullshit, which you do have a bank stunt from last time for going along with the ad bullshit.
Excuse me, actually, wait, can I do a help action?
You can, yeah.
Alright, help me out here, Lythander.
What would you want me to use for this?
Since you yourself are our local bullshitter, performance, question mark?
Running a little fun con minigame. Alright, 3 more dice for Gavel.
3 more dice. That is a single success.
Alright, just enough to get 1 question answered. Ask your question and I can answer to the best of my ability.
Is he purposely trying to have the people here lose their faith in me so they don't join in this fight?
No, he's trying to take advantage of the chaos so he could take over in the crossfire.
Oh, this little git.
Crossfire!
Alright, hold on. Darn it, I don't know how I would particularly. I'll just have to watch and see and wait for him to try and strike then. Alright.
He's not actively trying to sabotage you right now. He is getting as much information as he can on your plan so he could instill himself in the wreckage effectively and take control of whatever empires you bring low for his own purposes.
I see.
And as an additional note here, actually you didn't get enough successes for that, so we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
There are further layers to it, but that's the cliff notes of his mental state.
Okay, that's fine.
So he has onions.
Yes.
This man's brain is onions, and they're all rotten.
Jason used to eat them like apples, but he will not anymore.
But beyond the help of Ball and Aura, what else would any of you wish to bring for resources in a fight like this?
Against Prasad or against Glimmer?
Both.
Because I thought this whole...
Both if you so desire, but this panel is primarily about Final Glimmer.
I don't give a shit about Prasad, Ouroborous says, crossing their arms, but in regards to her, she's got her own abyssals with her too, right?
I would imagine so.
Their shadow is whispering something again. They lean in closer. There's a bare minimum of 3 under her employ, apparently. Potentially more.
Although that will certainly be a challenge, I certainly believe in the strength and skills of my compatriots, my friends, to be with me to take care of them. Uh-oh.
Can anyone beat a difficulty 10 stealth roll?
Stealth specifically?
Yeah, with awareness.
Unless I get all. Let's see. Oh, with.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna go ahead and activate Unconquered Sunsight to get myself some stunt dice.
Okay.
Oh,
that's not.
Let's see.
Okay, let me try that again. That's not bad. I'm 1. How much did he get?
10.
10?
You're
not 9?
Oh yeah, 9. Right. Solar's win ties.
So we tie and I win the tie.
Wow.
You notice a ghost spying at the very tail end of the room, overlaid with a figure flickering in a nightcast perfect disguise style effect. There is an Abyssal Exalt overshadowing a ghost spying on this whole conversation.
Do I recognize the Abyssal Exalt?
No. Partially because this is the nightcast perfect disguise effect out of character, but the daycast is the Abyssal equivalent to that.
Huh.
So you have no idea who the fuck this is. They're cloaked in like the perfect from darkness silhouette effect of you can make out a cast mark, but you also know this isn't that Abyssal here in spirit. They're doing some necromancy bullshit to co-locate with a ghost. There's a sense sharing or sense riding.
Huh.
I'm assuming you wish to point this out to everyone and try and stop this bullshit.
Aura, what shall ye do?
Okay, I'm gonna make a paper airplane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw it toward Gavel's general vicinity.
Oh, great.
The paper airplane, the piece of paper I wrote it down just says panels haunted. And it just has an arrow pointing to the direction of the person.
Oh.
Hi, spirit cutting, Wayward Divinity Oversight. There's a fucking ghost there.
Yep.
You almost didn't see it because you could definitely tell it's being enhanced by exalted magic.
Alright.
Like, it took a lot of effort and sight and usage of your own meridians and supernatural skills of the spirit world to find this thing. And normally, in Malpheus, things can't dematerialize. Like, in spirit worlds, spirits are by default material. This appears to be using some kind of active occlusion or way to avoid that and just be immaterial.
Is there
face your walls and shit.
Is there any way I can indicate to Ball to attack that location without basically blurting it out?
You don't have access to the words without speech method thing.
Wait, hold on. I have strange tongue understanding.
Unfortunately, the ghost is very much a creature of darkness, so it would understand that too.
Ah, darn it, yeah, an unshattered tongue perfection is by all others, yeah. Dang. In that case, Gavel is going to quickly look to Aura.
Yo.
And Gavel is going to wink with her right eye to give you the go-ahead to get rid of the ghost.
Okay. I'm going to shoot it.
Do you have any charms that let you touch dematerialized entities, Aura?
No, but that's a creature of darkness, and I kill creatures of darkness.
Yeah, unfortunately, this thing's immaterial right now, though. Although, Lythander, you have a thing to force immaterial spirits to become material.
I believe.
Lythander.
You can go ahead and give that a shot, but you only get one chance at this before it can flee. Because if you try and use it and fail the roll, the jig's up.
Sure. What do I need to roll?
It should be listed in one of the first few charm names. It's a presence, it's either a presence or performance. It's a charm that you could use either to purchase in, I believe. I'm scrolling down to it now in my own notes. Spirit Manifesting Word. It's an influence action with performance or sagacity.
Alright, I'm going to use performance. And I am going to use a stunt to get to 5 to add 3 extra, or essence 3 or 4?
4.
To get 4 free successes on this.
Do it.
12.
Alright, yep, that ghost just fucking pops into the material world as, oh shit!
Unless that's not how, my ability works, then it would be 8, but...
That's still enough. It was against the spirit's essence of 3.
Wow.
Oh, wait, hang on. Treating the difficulty of the performance of Sagacity roll increased by the spirit's essence. It would be the enemy exalt's essence, but in that case, that would increase it to 7, so you still beat it by 1.
Yay.
It still took a lot of fucking effort to drag that thing out, though. Like, the ghost itself was decently powerful at middling strength, but the Exalted on the other end's fucking fighting you on that fishing line, man. And they've got a pretty strong will. Like, Lythander enters a whole fucking fishing minigame. The fucking overlay briefly changes to rod, reel, and fist.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna do an 8-person JoJo scene with this Abyssal.
I'm not going to make you roll to fucking obliterate this ghost, given all the other Exalted in here. We just fucking scene cut to the fucking spiritual detritus as the Abyssal takes a health level of backlash damage. They're alive, but that ghost, yeah, that's what happens. If there were double as many people doing the kicking.
Yep.
That was their only spy, it turned out now, thankfully, but he did hear all of that, I should note.
Yeah.
All of what was being shown until now. So Ball just turns to look at you. Okay, how much sensitive intel did we actually talk about? Honestly.
Enough.
We've given away the introduction to our little escapade, but it's not all for lost. Thankfully.
They do know about coming out on the tomb, though.
They do know about our come, yes.
And they do know we'll be trying to hit the Neverborn for the information. So that means we'll probably be meeting some resistance there now.
And, Emerald actually raises her hand. Now, that's probably the most workable source of information, but it's not the only ones. I have heard about other powerful ghosts and factions in the underworld who might be able to glean intel or piece together a narrative. Like, ghosts, like, the Deathlords are still ghosts, right? And ghosts are bound up in all the trappings of the shit that happened to them in life. I'm sure there's a bunch of ghosts old enough who remember what she was like in life, who could clue you in on the methods to kill her, potentially, without even needing to go to the tomb.
Indeed, and now that you have brought that up, we can leave the tomb to at least be a backup plan, essentially, since if Final Glimmer sends defense forces to the Neverborn, that will divide her forces, giving us a better chance of winning this thing.
I suppose that could work, yeah. Though if you go into the Tomb of the Neverborn, I'd be happy to accompany you myself. I'd love to pick their brains, quite literally.
If it comes to that option, I'll gladly bring you along. I believe that war chair of yours will be of great help as well.
Despite its looks, it is very capable of floating. I don't need to give a shit about ramps or anything.
Which makes it even better.
It also has a water purifier built into it.
Handy.
Yeah, additionally, I do think that just Bob clears his throat. You there, the Duckman. Ah, yes, what about... Oh, yes, I have quite a bit... I do have a wee bit of experience in terms of... Now, I do remember back in the first age, fighting our dearly beloved patrons back then, and from what I do remember... There actually might be a weapon hidden at the coast of the Dreaming Sea you might still be able to bunny use. I'm fairly certain you're making up at least some of those words, but a super weapon buried in the Dreaming Sea. Now, given what I know about in any empires from the realm itself, they may well have earthed it up. So it might serve you a bit of effort to raid Prasad's war archives if you're done with them, assuming you're able to take them down. They may have that super weapon among there with them. Even if you can't use it on her, do a wonder on her forces, I'd betcha. I do think Loki just kind of squats down on his chair, L Death Note style.
Oh, great.
As he just does some stretches, hold-ons. Now, what are you going to do if the realm comes to back them up? Because Prasad... With all the independence they have, even being so far across the world from them, on paper still answers to the realm, and is still a satrapy of them. What are you gonna do if my mom comes knocking?
If she does, then we'll have to measure out response times for if the realm were to bring in reinforcements. If it's within enough time that it could be a setback to our plan, then we'll have to reinvent our approach. Maybe something more stealthful at first, before bringing in the heavy forces later on, when reinforcements coming in for Prasad is no longer a viable option for them.
Normally, that would be a fairly sound plan, given the amount of time it would take for for humans to cross all the deserts and arenas of the world, and I'll go ahead and shift to the world map again, just so we know the kind of scale at what we're talking. And I'm sure, Essence, someone has, Emerald has, a charm to project Essence through constructed convergence of principles as she makes a fucking war map of the world that's accurate-ish.
Mm-hmm.
As you're seeing an insetting version of this, and she's pointing to the center continent compared to the Empire of Prasad. It takes a long fucking time to cross all of that, even sped up with exalted magics. It would take months for any reinforcements to come from their mainland. For humans. What about the elemental courts? What about the gods? They can move much faster than that of men, and as chosen of the elements themselves, all their dragon bloods can enscorce and conjure legions of elementals to reinforce fallen human soldiers. I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is a fight you could win in months.
Matt, what about magical sabotage? Effectively jabbing the eyes out of the gods, at least for the Empire Prasad until we're finished, or at least until we have a well upper hand against them.
I am presuming you plan to assault their capital of Kamthahar directly, yes?
Correct.
Kamthahar is their capital, that is true, but it's not called the Empire Prasad without a fucking reason. It's an empire with many tributaries and substates they've conquered over the centuries. I'm presuming you plan on doing some internal sabotage, perhaps, of turning them against each other?
Indeed. There's nothing like a bit of infighting to bring an empire to its knees. Cut the head of the snake, and the body will follow.
And the issue with cutting the head of the snake here is, I have a few spies in that section of the world. As a member of the dynasty, he says with finger quotes out loud, there's trouble afoot in regards to chaos from mutations. A large portion of their forces came back from a wild hunt changed and mutated, which is causing... While that may make things easier on your end in regards to Sybil Strice, it also means that they're developing powers. Themes and expressions of exalted might among the Dragonbloods who come down with that plague and survive, and they all do. It doesn't kill any of the exalted, apparently. They're getting new abilities from a prior Wild Hunt. Who knows who that was? And it's adding more X factors in, you might say. Also add that in addition to, they think you're dead, but that element of surprise will only last you for so long.
Indeed, you can't keep word about
especially when my mother already saw you at the stadium.
Indeed. I'm sure my face will be plastered all over the Empire of Prasad once again in no time.
And Nui just kind of raised her hand. What if I change your face a bit?
I mean, that would work, technically speaking.
Yeah, like, no major changes. Just, move the mold to a different part of your face. Like, shift how big your nose is, move your eyes closer together. Just make you look like, vaguely, like, kind of like yourself, but, make you look like an imposter of yourself, effectively.
The question is, how effective would that be against any celestial eyes?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if you know how to hide your essence signature. And Lythander does,
that's
but...
something I sadly cannot teach.
Indeed.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
But it does lead to another plan that my good friend Lythander is all too well good at, to my own dismay.
Wait, what's that?
Distracting people.
I can't distract people worth a dang.
With irritating fucking questions.
I can't do that. Why do you think I can do that?
You mean like what you're doing right now?
You're actually hurting my feelings, here. I thought we were actually
Lythander in the shower as the everybody is so mean to me guy with the huge ass.
We were friends.
We are, which is why I'm giving you a compliment. I did not say you were my brother.
But I thought we were.
Bro, my fifis.
We're friends.
I knew this panel would go off the rails. This ain't the way I thought it would.
All my family's dead, Lythander.
But I'm your family.
You're my... It doesn't matter. Anyways.
I thought we were... I always wanted a brother.
Ask Spider to be your brother, then.
Spider?
Spider's in the food court right now.
I can't talk to my brother, so you're my new brother, sister!
Goodness sakes.
Ahem! Can we please get back on topic? I have places to be.
Yes. Anyways.
Anyway, find a Glimmer. We have to talk more about the bigger threats anyway. We can handle a bunch of men any day. Whatever she's got hanging about. I'm not from this neck of the woods, by the way. I'm closer to the 100 Kingdoms. I'd be interested in taking some of these lessons to the Mask of Winters myself, but the point is... The Dreaming Sea is also where the Spoken are.
I have a note on them. Let's see.
I am the storm.
Or rather, where their ghosts are. Content warning. Discussions of discrimination and genocide.
Oh boy.
We weren't the only exalted of humans, that is. Humans weren't the only ones who had that ability. There was this race of underwater creatures called the Spoken. I'm gonna drop this accent a little because I'm actually gonna be discussing a serious topic. The Spoken were non-human deep-sea creatures that were capable of exaltation and organized undersea societies back in the First Age. In canon, they're no longer around because... Well, let's not mince words. The First Age Exalted, after the Primordials were defeated, killed them to assert human hegemony.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Their ghosts are real fucking mad about that.
I'm sure familiar with dead things. So, is there any chance these lovely ghosts would want a taste of revenge themselves?
Well, it depends on if you kill them or not. And, Egertz looks you dead in the eye. Did ya? And this is me, looking over the computer screen. Were any of your first age selves involved in the murder of the Spoken?
I mean, from what we have discussed of Gavel's backstory, she was a...
No, in the first stage.
Oh, in the first stage?
Yeah, no.
If any of the gods told her to, she probably would have in the first stage.
Oh, they absolutely didn't.
Then, they didn't?
This was all human shit.
Okay, so then she would not have been a part of that. Gavel would not have been a part of that in the first stage then.
And I don't know if this is the kind of thing Glow would have participated in, to be honest, although that's Chills' call to make.
What would have Glow participated in, sorry?
The genocide of the Spoken.
The sea exalts that are no longer here.
Okay. Well, I think that Glow may have been too busy building the city to take part in any of that. That kind of feels like an effort that would take away a lot of your attention.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know if Nue's first stage self would have been. Let's leave that as an X factor for now. Let's leave that question mark block unticked. For now, we resume back into the narrative. The ghosts are pretty... If they're still around, those ghosts have had plenty of millennia of centuries to build up essence and power. Even if they're not exalted anymore, death's the only way of removing an exaltation from someone. Of course, you can approach their ghosts, ask them for help.
Hopefully they have the ability to travel to the Dreaming Sea. If not,
they're undead sea monsters. Why wouldn't they?
You've got a fair point. Well,
in fact, the Dreaming Sea was one of the bases of their empire, being underwater.
Sea.
Then I'm pretty sure they'd be quite pissed to hear that such a tyrannical regime would be, occupying their area.
Assuming that none of you killed them.
As far as I'm aware, I haven't, Lythander. Aura, if there's anything you would wish to tell me now, I'd much appreciate it if you did.
All right.
I'm not...
Who did I kill anyone on the way to...
Nue just kind of shudders for a second. On my end, I don't know. It may be wise for me to stay behind if you negotiate with the Spoken then.
Unless you have a for sure answer, I can't allow an X factor to possibly ruin negotiations with what sounds like a very strong ally to have in this incoming fight.
Their stat blocks were listed on Pillars of Creation. Even as ghosts, the Spoken ain't no joke.
Then going after Prasad with them seems like it could certainly turn the tides. Pun very much intended.
And Loki actually said, why not bring him back to life?
Is that possible?
Bringing on my Exalted Lore hat, 3 rules of sorcery: no bringing back the dead, no changing the past, and no unconditional immortality. However, the core book does list that you could potentially create new Spoken. The reason there haven't been any new Spoken exaltations is that there's no members of the mortal species for that to pass to. If new Spoken were to exist, perhaps created via sorcery or some other means of necromantic magic to rebirth a new genus of species, or other means of reapproaching this, perhaps that might be accomplished.
Okay, now I am asking this, let's see, so where's that charm at? Where is it?
constructing convergence of principles?
Yes. Would I, with Lythander or another necromancer's assistance, would I be able to use that charm as a sort of magic working venture to be able to do something like that?
Possibly.
Ooh, okay.
Amendum. There would need to be one other major factor to help with that. Perhaps that'll come up later this session.
Okay. All right.
Quest started.
Side quest has begun. For Gavel, every side quest is a priority quest, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. All right. I should note out of character. Any discussion of the spoken would cover heavy topics on condition of the genocide of an entire people. I'm not sure how into depth I'm going to be going, based on conditions we're seeing in the real world about how comfortable I am with that. There may or may not be side grades I take in regards to how closely I cover this topic, based on player comfort and how comfortable I am looking at myself in the mirror.
Right.
So, this may or may not be a side quest we see pursued to great depth, or I would need some time to think on how I want to implement this. If it does come into play, it might not be for another episode or few, but it is something we could potentially revisit after I take time to consider and perhaps discuss with some people in the Exalted Discord how best to approach a fucking really delicate issue based on shit happening in the real world.
Right. Fair enough.
Although I will note, there are plenty, Ball will just raise his hand. Oh, mortals in the Dreaming Sea. Not just like the realms of the dead or whatever. Isn't there a whole coalition? And you would know vaguely about the Tiger's Nest Coalition. A bunch of independent city-states that did specifically band together to avoid Prasad conquering them. And they've retained their independence for now.
If I haven't quite negotiated with them yet, but yes. If things are going... If the resources and the allies are here, which you all seem to be, then I can certainly turn to them to get their wisdom on the matter and see if they wish to help in basically getting rid of the old dirty rags, as it were.
Few other things of note. Lythander, you would also know that this is the Spear of Power of Creation where some big lunar warlords are active. Remember Seven Obsidian Leopard and Tanisa Ringeater? Remember how you didn't convince explicitly not to kill him? That means he's still around. And he's not the only one in the area, too. I would like to direct your attention to where I'm picking on this map, the Eye of the Killing Storm.
Yep,
I believe there is a lunar warlord of some renown there. This is something Lythander would probably have heard rumors about of, hey, there's other lunars in the area that I could try and get in touch with as a member of the Moon faction, the Silver Pact. So, this is effectively that... Remember that one BG3 endgame quest of building your allies? This is what you guys are going through right now.
Yeah, that's what I
Dang, that was my least favorite part of that game.
I thought the least favorite part of that game was having to deal with my bullshit as a co-player.
No, I will be honest with you, my bullshit was probably worse.
Really? Even when I almost lost just the final boss battle?
That was because you weren't thinking on you weren't thinking how a normal campaign would normally run. I can't blame you for that.
Thankfully, we had a backup Blight Scroll to kill the final boss with, even if it was a little anticlimactic.
Yay, scrolls!
Yay, scrolls. Anyway.
I don't think we actually saved either.
No, we didn't. But in any case, back to the game for now. This sounds like a pretty good plan of action for both Prasad and for the final arc of the game against Fallen Glimmer of building a shitload of allies. Is there anything else you guys wanted to cover with the panel space?
Can I get rid of allies?
I'd rather you didn't. Because if Gavel finds out, she's gonna break your neck. Figuratively.
No, I'm assuming you're just shitposting here, but if you mean in the terms of, can I root out dissidents or find people who would potentially betray us, Loki's been giving bad vibes this whole time.
Hey, Loki.
Yeah, what?
What's 2 + 2?
Oh, it's 4.
Okay. And how many times have you betrayed people?
I'm not going to answer those questions. I can tell you're trying to steal my shape by tripping me up at some kind of logical conundrum.
Isn't trying to steal your shape.
Oh, you're not going to steal my shape?
I am not attempting to steal your shape here.
No. What I asked you is you're not going to steal my shape.
And what I said is I am not attempting to steal your shape at this moment in time.
You're learning.
Wow. That's kind of a dick move. But okay.
You know what's a dick move is trying to steal someone's shape.
It is, but I am not trying to steal your shape at this moment in time.
So what was it you wanted to know again exactly?
How many people have you betrayed?
How many loaves of bread have you eaten?
Well, depends. How many this life or last life or the life before that?
Let's say this life, just for ease of keeping track.
Oh, I actually have a severe wheat allergy. So, 0.
Oh, same here.
Can I tell he's lying?
Do a read intentions check. Guarded by meditation is still active. Your choice of embassy or presence.
I think I have a decent presence.
Your choice of force or fortitude in this case for
Fortitude,
attribute.
so that could be 8 dice. 6.
If you want to spend that banked stunt you have.
Sure. Nothing.
Defenders win ties.
Okay. So you have a severe allergy?
I can give you some answers because you met, even if not exactly what he's thinking. He's using some fucked up magic to divide what he actually wants, apart from his core personality. Like, he's using infernal magic to rewrite his own personality bit by bit every few seconds, specifically to keep you guessing. He doesn't know if he's betrayed anyone because what he is at the moment is in flux, in terms of what he considers a betrayal. He's modifying his own memories to fuck with that question.
Next question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
I don't have one.
So you would say black. Got it.
Sorry, what was
you
that?
Would say black as your favorite color.
No, I said I don't have one.
Which means it's black. Black is the absence of color if you look at the sky, as well as all colors at once.
The sky here in Malphase is pretty green. I don't know if I would say that.
You know what I mean.
A true battle of wits.
Oh goodness.
This is not the battle you want, Rex. You should know. I have no plan here.
That's okay. Neither does Loki. Well, Loki actually does have a plan.
What is fish?
I've hinted at vaguely. I do think Baal actively gets up, walks over to Loki. Do you want to help or not? And it's at this moment when Ouroborous stands up. Clearly, he's not looking to help. Now, what do you mean? I'm looking. No, that's bullshit. He's planning on fighting your plans and all this. Why did you let him in here?
I didn't.
And Ouroborous looks up to Gavel. Why did you let him in here?
He's been providing some very excellent questions, and, well, I have my own ideas on which require him being here, oddly enough.
As this is going on, Ouroborous' shadow manifests next to you. He means to betray you so that he can take over in the wreckage if you have not gathered already.
I know that. I want him to know that. I am planning ahead of it.
Man, I wish I could read.
You have sagacity 5.
I wish I could read.
You have embassy. You have at least embassy 1. That means you're literate.
I wish I could read intentions.
Oh, okay. Well,
I wish I had.
Well, the thing about
put it in my pocket.
the issue is that his intentions are in flux right now, as far as you can tell. It is not clear if he has a plan. Da 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 da.
Batman.
That dark. Anyway. Da da da. All right.
All right, Ouroborous.
All right. Ouroborous raises a hand. Hang on a moment. I'm getting an infallible messenger from my friend.
Wait, you have friends?
Adrian.
This is not supposed. This is.
He says.
Insulting. I'm just curious because I wish I had.
He says that he will come to meet you alongside Ligier to further discuss. And a bunch of the other Infernals in the room just kind of shy away at this, like, what? But he says he has something to discuss with the King of Hell. Much as I would like to fucking... Well, you know my stance, but the point is that change isn't going to happen overnight. And because you did fucking keep true to your word of killing Iolda, I've turned off the heart. Much as I would prefer it remain otherwise, because now there's apparently a new method of putting these fuckers in the ground, isn't there? It's not my plan, but so long as we have a weapon in the forms of those peaches, I've turned it off, as promised.
I don't suppose I can get you to back off on that.
Well, the peaches cause way less collateral damage than the heart of man did. You have to actively ingest them.
Still a pretty ghoulish method, if I do say so myself.
Well, it's better than causing all those wars to ship food and drink down here into Malpheus. Before that, they only had to eat and drink for pleasure.
I mean, let's think for a minute here. Soul literally contacted me a day ago, declaring them to be enemies of creation. I think it's safe to assume it's not a good idea to use them for any purpose.
On demons, also enemies of creation. Ouroborous is going to try a persuade action on Aura.
Oh boy.
Can I attempt to resist with my integrity?
You do have a minor intimacy of rage against Ouroboros' shadow, but this is not Ouroboros' shadow, it's Ori themselves, and this would be working against their shadow by using less targeted random strikes into getting the people he actually wants, or they actually want, punished. So I would rule that this actually decreases your resolve by targeting one of your intimacies. Can you tap on, you can also tap on your, you can also spend a mode on the Integrity Excellency to boost your static resolve. I forgot to mention that. And you could do this against defense, too. It would be up by half of the stat rounded up, so 3 in your case. Solars do win ties, yes. Ouroborous is looking... So, they don't convince you that using the peaches would be an acceptable substitute then, but they're trying real fucking hard, I should note. Just, come on, this seems like a good middle ground. Just let me do this, and then I'll leave you alone and let you work with Adrian to keep working with your other goals. Come on.
Look, I get that you hate the Yosi, but even I gotta draw the line at horrible corpse trees. I saw what that looks like firsthand. I don't want to inflict that on anyone.
And you really think that, okay, Adrian's plan might work for whatever's happening with Eolda's forming replacement. Sure. Can he do that dozens more times? I don't think so. The first time's always for free. After that, they start to get wise to your shit. They can't get wise to looking towards every glass of wine they down, now can they?
Yeah, sorry.
Here's the offer I'm laying down. If you let me use the peaches, then I'll help you against coming up with plans against Fallen Star. You're assuming I haven't found some already?
No. Alright. Let me check this piece of paper. Who holds majority stake on the demon peaches?
Tepet Etep.
Tepet Etep.
We detained that guy, right?
Last you checked, you detained him. Last you checked being the keyword. Let me go ahead and bring out the Infernal Charms from Pillars of Creation to read off exactly what he's done since the last session.
Oh boy.
You had him in the Gavel, I assume? Reading off Infernal Charms, Cracked Cell Circumvention. Spends 1 mote. The Infernal automatically breaks out of her restraints or finds a way out of her prison even if none exists. If this would be countered by a flawless effect, roll off. Lythander.
Yeah?
Roll off Fortitude Integrity.
Okay, so Fortitude plus Integrity.
Lythander adds 7 dice.
Wow.
Okay, so that might actually be helpful.
7 successes,
So
he rolled.
7, and then I have... Alright, so I get 7, and you said Fortitude plus Finance?
Fortitude plus Integrity.
Fortitude plus Integrity. Alright, so that would be 14 dice. 7.
Defenders win ties. And you tied. Lythander is defending, yeah.
Yeah, baby!
Lythander, all of a sudden, the ring on your finger just starts shaking very violently as it is struggling and activating every fucking contingency to keep that motherfucker in there. It's working for now, but he appears to have some kinds of means of getting the fuck out of Dodge of prisons that even the Gal might not be able to circumvent forever.
Okay.
He's locked in there for this session, though.
Alright. Sure, what's up?
Lythander, can I enter the Gaul for a second? I want to talk to Tepet Etep. I need him to sign this.
Why do you want to do my Gaul? Okay.
And why the hell should I sign over any of my property to use? He says, his knees shaking as he still has the major tie of fear to you.
Look, I get
I
it.
forgot, he's just
I don't
chicken.
like being screwed up by circumstances. But this bozo, Ouroborous, they're saying they may or may not have some of your property. And I'm just looking to represent you.
He spends 1 mote to activate Freedom Let's Go. When someone succeeds on a social influence against the Infernal leverage like an intimacy, the Infernal may discard that intimacy to automatically overturn the influence without granting him bonus successes. Memories associated with the intimacy subject fade at the end of the scene. Gain an additional anima. It means that he completely forgets he's afraid of you. And additionally, you just sense his... No, wait a second. Why the hell am I here? What did you do to me? As you sense, whatever you did through your righteous devil-style charms just fucking stopped working. Sorry, who are you? He gave himself amnesia to get out of signing the shit.
Hi, I'm Gentle Aura greets the new day. I'm your new business partner.
I'm not taking any business partners right now. Go the hells away.
Listen, there's a lot at stake here. They're planning on using those peaches. It's already begun, and that's why you're here. And now they're looking to use your peaches for their ends. And I have just a way to stop them. Enforcing your ownership of these peaches of immortality onto them. If you transfer some of that to me.
Now, it ain't just me who signed that, though. It was... Let's see, it was that other guy. It was... I forget what his name was. No, he used this charm again in the fight you had with him last time. A few sessions back to forget his relationship with 100 Venom Stinger, who also has co-ownership of these. He's turning his memories into Swiss cheese just so people don't boss him around.
Your horrible business partner is indisposed at the moment, and is unable to exact ownership on the product. The person outside is infringing upon your property. You can't legitimize them. But I, with my abilities, can enforce your dominance on them. All you need to do is sign here and declare that I represent you, at least in this particular capacity, and you'll be good to go.
Just type something to avoid interrupting you. Awareness finesse roll is to spot something while Aura's gone.
For who? Like that?
As Ouroborous is using speech without words method to convey a message to someone else in the room. God, they only rolled 4 successes.
Oh, goodness.
Nice.
Make a finesse plus embassy roll to convince him to do that, though, Aura. And I'll go ahead. I'll have Nue make a roll. Oh, Nue succeeded. You guys don't need to worry about rolling.
Thank goodness.
As Nue overhears through shadow whispers, this is inaudible to normal human hearing, but as she is doing usual rounds for sus shit, she shifts her ears into a dog's pitch, which is when she overhears the shadow whispering aloud to Mnemon Loki, "Give me the seed and I'll help you take the throne." And Loki just seems to kind of nod to himself as like, deal. And he spends the 2 anima.
Goodness sakes.
And he
Awesome.
signs.
Excellent choice. And I spend 5 anima, and the terms of the deal are, if we try to fuck each other over, then it triggers.
Instant regret.
And I spend 5 anima. The terms of the deal are, if we try to fuck each other over, it triggers. I've essentially put myself as a member of the board of directors. Now I own a 32% share.
So Nue just whispers over to Gavel. Nice, take an exalt milestone. Uh, 25% share. Kagami, the Fennec Soul of Srosny, has another share I haven't mentioned yet. Nue leans over to Gavel. Ouroborous is trying to take the seed from Loki. Should we stop him? Well, Aura's not there yet. She's still in the ring.
Yes, we should.
No, she's whispering to Gavel.
Anything involving Loki getting something is a bad idea. Technically the same with Ouroborous, but Loki's actively trying to betray us. So yes, stop them.
As this is happening, Loki is gonna try and make a fucking ranged combat chuck roll to chuck the seed across the room to Ouroborous. Alright, enhanced via his excellency. That's 11 successes. Can you use I don't think you can use an intimacy to boost physical actions outside of charms. Because he's just fucking hurling this thing. He's been biding his time and waiting for his excellency usage.
As of now, I possess 25% of all shares of the Peaches of Immortality produced through the method described on this contract.
If you could think of a stunt, given that you just signed
By
the
way,
rights to this product, and now the second you come out, you see someone attempt to infringe on your product. Okay, well, that does add the stunt, then. Unfortunately, as you are ramping up to use your super speed, it is already too late. As I'm assuming you're activating lightning speed or stuff, but Loki appears to have known this was already coming via some means of, he was using a fucking,
Before he says that, I'm doing an observer deceiving attack with 2 power I've banked.
There is a unless someone can do a stunt to aid you and add 1 more dice, which puts you to cap.
I can't think of anything,
Nue will try
sorry.
and shove you towards him. Alright, add 1 dice, because that puts you at cap.
Please.
Alright, yeah, the second you emerge out of the Gavel, you die, yeah. So, you feel, Nue's arm bulge with muscle as only her arm hulks the fuck out, and she just fucking paddle whaps you across the room, and you catch the seed mid-throw. Just barely.
Stop! You have violated the law! Don't fuck with the negotiator, bitch! This is my world!
Loki spends 2 motes on activating unbreakable laws of hell.
Oh, really? Oh, goodness.
All Infernal Exalted share stake in the property of the Peaches, the corrupted Peaches of Immortality.
All Infernal Exalted, you say?
Mm-hmm.
What about
That
Luna?
would mean Gavel. That would mean Gavel owns part of that as well.
Yep.
I am donating all of my shares to Gavel.
Okay.
Gavel doesn't want those seeds going to either of those two.
Loki then gives
No.
all shares.
No.
Don't fuck with a... Don't fuck with the negotiator, bitch! This is my world!
My game's Tetris.
Gavel's is
25%
whack-a-mole.
stake.
Actually,
Is
no.
there
Mine is
anything-
Hello Kitty Island. Sorry.
Is there anything Loki could do to continue fucking this up and redistribute seeds?
Loki could give all rights to Lythander.
Oh no, there is one other thing he could do. He's gonna try a very quick, cheeky build will action.
Oh boy.
Flurried via Swift Hands casting with what he just did. Since that's now a universal charm, not lunar specific.
Why not give all to Lythander? The wild card.
As he conjures an infallible messenger in his hands, and he whispers this message is directed to 100 Venom Stinger. Give the seeds to Ouroborous.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my
Alright,
goodness sakes.
so let's see, actually. Do I have anything that I can... I just want to see if I have
Is this
anything
how you
that's
expected
funny
your
to-
panel to go?
No, not in the slightest.
Well, you got a lot of what you wanted, to be honest. Alright, he's now thoroughly distracted. Oh shit, yeah, that's the important part. As he takes a step back, it was still an attack, however. You've just broken your Eclipse truce. You made the first strike. He knows that someone attacked him. Even if he doesn't know, his own protective field would. Yeah? And he is going to roll with whatever blast you sent with him and try and fucking leave this roll right out of the room. He fucking does a tokusatsu roll. Yeah, he's cutting it. He spent a lot of motes on a bunch of bullshit that didn't really help.
Do I want to be petty?
Yes.
Could I do Unbreakable Laws of Hell to make sure that Loki gives a proper goodbye to all infernal exigents or all fellow infernals?
You can also make a law of no one may leave a panel before its conclusion.
Oh yes, if you came to the panel, you have to sit through to the end of it.
That sounds good.
I'm gonna spend 2 motes for that.
Sounds good. He stops at the very threshold of the door. Fucking one thing! Can I have one fun thing today?
No, you can't.
You decided to come to my panel about wanting to take care of Final Glimmer of Fallen Star. You will damn well sit through the rest of it.
If you let me give Ouroborous the seed, then I will help you. There, is that what you wanted to hear?
Yes! And no, I'm not going to do that.
Also,
he was going to seal. Oh wait, he does have enough ammo.
Actually, can I hide?
Yeah, make a stealth.
Well, no question. Do people know where I'm at?
You are not the focus of the scene.
Where I'm at?
Nope. You could go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay, so here's my thing.
My question is, Gavel, how quickly did you say all that?
Probably in the span of 5 seconds.
5 successes.
Is that enough time? Is that enough time for him to seal the oath of the first half of the sentence before he would finish saying it?
That's a great question.
So, question, did he,
Let's find out. Nope.
I'm going to transform to 100 Venom Stinger.
Okay.
And since I will know his memories as well, I would know that he has ownership of it. And I'm going to ask for the ownership of the seeds. To give to... Or to ask for his percentage instead.
For the sake of narrative efficacy, being dramatic without fucking you guys over too much, you definitely see him raising his hand to fucking point at his cast mark and seal the deal of the first half of the sentence, but as Gavel says, and I'm not going to do that, that's when he feels 100 Venom Stingers' tentacle on his shoulder, and he turns around to look at 100 Venom Stinger?
I was here the entire time.
I thought you left!
No, I could never leave. Red Hand Rebirth is, being very ornery at home.
Yeah, that definitely reads right from my attempt to seduce her.
Yes, no, I'm happy that I did that. You would die if you did.
Maybe. You haven't seen my devil body incarnation.
Oh, trust me, son. She would rip you to shreds.
I'd love to give that a go. I'll have to go see her and take her up on that dinner date. It is not clear if he actually knows that this is Lythander shapeshifting, but even if he didn't, I'm imagining the Trunks and Turtles screaming again.
So, question. I think I heard a little bit there. How about I get the shares here?
Embassy plus fortitude roll with a stunt.
Embassy plus fortitude plus a stunt. How about I use performance instead? Because I am
I'll allow it.
As...
Yeah, go ahead. And I think your anima's active by now, so add your essence and auto successes.
4 auto successes. 13.
He's going to hard bargain.
Oh?
You want him to give you the ownership rights, yeah?
Yes. I would like to have the ownership rights so that I may be the ones to do this. Because there's someone I loathe here, that it would be funnier.
See, the issue is that I made that law of hell that I can't just give this shit out. Now it belongs to all the Infernal Exalted.
Was that a good idea, though? Because that means everyone has less than 1% share. And if I were to give you that, then that would happen again. So you'd need everybody in hell to agree with you. Because you'd only have not even a percentile of the share.
So instead of going with any kinds of shares manipulation, I think that the hard bargain in this case is that he's able to get away in the distraction, but he is not able to give Ouroborous the peach. Does that sound fair?
No.
Alright, then he's just going to refuse that social influence then, and that will mean you get, let's see, your beat resolve is boosted to 5, right? Is boosted to, 7 right now, so
7.
You get 4 successes.
Oh, 4 successes? Okay.
Oh yeah, 7 successes. You get 7 dice on your next action against him.
Alright. Let's see, is Theft of Memory a spell? No.
It is a spell.
Oh, yeah. And I'm assuming our will has been reset?
Yeah.
Dang. And I'm guessing it's too late to say that I would be studying hell.
A little bit, yeah.
So, though I will ask, what are the major battles within... Would this be considered a major battle of the Peach War, we'd say?
I suppose you could call it that, yes.
Alright, I gained 2 will.
Well done.
Student of the Ration Academy, or Radian Academy. I'm going to spend 2 will. And I am going to, wait a second, now that's not the theft spell.
In response, he is going to spend 1 mote and 2 anima to activate his devil body incarnation.
Okay.
Oh.
As his head splits open like a fucking melon,
That needs 3
and
will.
it's
Never mind, I can't do that.
and its entire body splits apart as he adds 3 to his resolve as one of the devil body incarnation bonuses, and his entire effectively he is turned into like a fucking tornado of his. What does that sound?
A tornado?
No, on your end of the mic, but anyway.
Me scraping some ice cream out of the bowl.
I see.
Sorry.
In any case, his own you see, he is unfurling into a living being of essence as his body splits open and his soul and exaltation are floating as bits of his own body orbit around him like a tornado.
So, is this a declaration of war and a break of our truths?
Oh, there was already a truce broken when she fired that shot, now wasn't there?
That is true, but this is a truce within me.
Rex, remember, he's silenced.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right!
Oh.
So...
He hasn't been able to talk this entire time.
I forgot! So I do think that, when, you asked him that question, he just kind of gestures to Aura. Just shakes his head and just shrugs.
Now then,
This is the best thing. This is the best charm I have ever bought in my life. This is the only thing I ever need.
Give me the shares. I'll make it worth your while.
I can't. I already gave them to Gavel.
Then why did you break the?
Yeah, they're all.
That was all encompassing here.
It's at this point when Baal is going to enter his devil trigger and attempt to physically remove Loki from the premises to cut all this bullshit out.
Oh, but Baal, honey,
Thank you.
dear,
Thank you.
why would you do such a thing?
I like. He sucks.
But by doing so, You're just going to make this plan
Clearly
work
sucks.
even better than not.
And Ball has picked him up like a fucking football and charges through one of the walls, removing both of them from this scene.
Well then.
Lythander drops the disguise. Fuck. Well, I thought I could help with that, but okay.
I mean, New Age just
be
kind of
honest,
pats
I
you on the
think-
back. I mean, he didn't get the seed. They didn't get the seed, and as you look over, Ouroborous has indeed vanished in the confusion.
Yep, there we go.
Yes. Hey, honestly, I
Thank
don't
you
want
for
any
Loki
help
shade.
that Loki can give us.
Oh shit, you got him. Nice.
And I have his memories.
Nice.
You have to adopt one of his intimacies, I would note as that.
Yep, and what intimacies does he have?
Why did I give you the intimacy towards his mother? Nemen.
Who's his mother?
Nemen.
Oh. Is it hatred?
It is an intimacy of toxic parent, of mutual toxicity.
Wow.
Sure. Is it minor or major?
It is major.
Alright.
You only have to adopt it at the minor level, I think, though.
Toxic parent, got it.
Yeah, so effectively, whenever you see her, you have to act like a spoiled child. Or some other kinds of...
Oh, so just normal then.
Well, we can figure out the specifics about it. And spend the rest of the modes to gain that shape. Or those memories, rather. I'm gonna be completely honest, I planned for the scene with Ligier to happen this session, but it is 11:22 at night. We may not have the time, but we can certainly give it a shot if you guys want. This section of the convention, after a brief transit gate is made and you're pushed through the fucking worm tunnel system as you are brought into the Palace of the Yozi.
Oh.
And the reception room that you are brought into, looks a lot like this. And the music is very much playing, I should note, as you are brought to meet the Prince of All Demons.
Oh. Huh.
Da 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 blum 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 blum. What, you thought I wouldn't use Lucifer as a reference here?
I mean, fair enough.
The Prince of Demons stands on a stage next to the highest quality anvil you've seen across a bunch of theoctic runes as you are brought into the Prince of Demons' personal workshop. So who here is coming to this work? Gavel, of course, as is Ball. I should note, out of character, you could convince Ligier to take on additional commissions if you succeed at persuading him. It would be interesting.
Okay, I'll see what I can
Gavel
do.
has a free one, but from Archive My Mentality, I would note, given how given Ligier is one of the most skilled craftsmen in history, he might be able to make the thing that safely breaks soul steel. Given that you made work on the mechanics already.
As much as I want to, I don't think he likes me.
Oh,
enough.
wait, no,
Well,
hold on. Don't worry.
You don't know that yet.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Lythander.
You have come at the appointed time, I see. Nothing if not punctual, the all of you. And he gives a brief side-eye towards Aura.
Oh, not Lythander. That's a first.
Solar. There is a cracking noise in the ceiling as plunging in like a fucking meteor is Adrian. Slamming down, dusting himself off, glowing with the light of the sun. She's not the only one here right now. Oh. I was not expecting another visitor, but I suppose... I'm not here for a fucking commission, man. I'm here to... No. Wait your turn.
Oh.
And Adrian is going to resist with his integrity roll, boosted by an excellency. To resist the overwhelming royal majesty aura. Holy shit, Adrian is not cowed.
Wow.
No, I am not going to sit down. You're going to address my concerns about the treatment of humans in this city. I will do so. Once I am done with these supplicants here, then I will deal with you. Who are you? You're a demon, but you glow with the... No, I'm human. Oh yes, I did forget we did design you to be cross-compatible. How long has it been since someone, not one of your toadies, sucked up to your teat, huh? Quite foul-mouthed for a chosen of the sun. And Nguyen just clears her throat. Dude, can this please wait? We're here to talk with your... He's not my fucking boss. No. I've heard tale of the righteous warrior who lives in hell's slums. I did not know you were one of the same, but I would gladly try to cross blades or cross pens or whatever means you would have to address me. I find it shocking you came with no announcement, though. Not even from my guards in their attempts to stop you. Oh, they tried, believe me. And I should note, his anima is glowing pretty fucking high. It's burning right now. It's at like 6 or 7. Adrian fought his way through to where he knew the Prince of Demons would be. But fine, fucking fine. I'll sit and wait. And then we will settle... I will air my grievances to you afterward. Yes, I will indulge you, if only for the means of putting the kibosh on whatever your friend in the shadows is doing. Adrian scoffs and takes a seat in the audience perception area. Now then. Gavel and Baal, I believe your names are.
Gavel clears her throat a bit. Gavel, Hammer of the Yosi, sir.
From my reports, it's a title well earned, against, striking back against the sidereals of heaven and their cronies. The Hammer of the Yosi, then, very well. While I do not speak for all of us, I do believe that is an epithet you have earned. Baal, my understanding is that you have also distinguished yourself against the gods as well. Yes, sir, I ate the god of slavery. Ate him, you say? Well, I thought you would have just killed him, but you actually took his flesh and blood into you. I suppose that was Metagas's contribution to the whole project, then. Yep, that was me! You hear Almote yelling from the back. Oh yes, I did forget I had an appointment with you scheduled after to regard construction in one of the other layers. Yeah, honestly, Prince, I'm just happy to watch the fireworks. Go ahead and take care of this little workshop here first. I'm happy to watch. And you see...
Don't think it would be a good idea for someone to watch. But this is a sacred event, is it not? It's not every day that one gets to embellish the talents of someone as great as them.
Now you're just brown-nosing.
No, my nose is quite white.
In any case, Ligier clears his throat. His forearms fold against each other and gestures. I will let the one who has been here longest first. Before you make your request of me, a note. And the Sword of the Yosi, as mentioned, is the greatest weapon ever made. Lesser known is the scabbard is also equally as splendid. As the sword is still sheathed, but he unhooks it from his skirt and lifts the blade still sheathed in front of both of you, brings it back, and as you see yourself reflected in the metal scabbard, visions begin to appear alongside of it. I can make almost anything. However, the price of my craft is not without cost. Baal, you yourself are aware of this. As a curiosity, I gifted you that medallion when you won the first tournament some years ago. Yep, sir, I still use it every day. As you would. The ingredients I require for my craft are esoteric. The grandest of one traditionally would be ethereal. I will not know precisely what the price is until you speak what you wish to be made. And while I can cut corners, so to speak, and embody the powers and prowess of my brethren into whatever you wish to be created without the esoterica, there will be an issue. A flaw in the craft. Such was the damage that your kind inflicted on us. He looks directly at Aura and then at Adrian as he says this.
Aura conspicuously chews on chips loudly.
This is a nice dwang chew.
This is the facial expression Ligier's giving you. Full on fucking Michael Scott from The Office right now. And he makes the same expression at Adrian, but Adrian just returns it back as a mirror. In any case, what is it that you wish for, given the prices I have set? Well, I have a very nice sword. Prince, I would appreciate a powerful suit of armor. Ah, a traditionalist, are you? And as he says this, the scabbard of his sword flashes red. He looks, turns it over several times. Fairly light, as far as things are considered. I require 100 human kidneys. What? Yes, I require 100 human kidneys.
I mean, to be honest, that's only 100 people. Or, if you feel frisky, only 2. Most people can live with only 1 kidney, you know.
Ball just kind of scratches the back of his head, turns at Gavel. Yeah, I'm not gonna poach off your guys, but I have connections in the mortal slums, and perhaps more importantly, I can have ways of replicating. Oh, these need to be normal. Oh, these need to be unaltered by magic. Damn it. No, the opposite of that. How soon do you need these by, sire? That can wait as soon as you are able to procure them. I should return in a week or so then. All this won't kill anyone, but it'll take a hell of a lot of social capital to accomplish. And you, he turns to Gavel. What is it that you wish for?
Sir, as you can see upon my hands are these orichalcum gauntlets. It has come to my attention that certain warriors will not only fight with their hands, but with their hands and feet as well. What I'm asking for, sir, is combat boots.
Straight up for what the tournament prize requested, I see. Yes, I could conjure a pair of god-kicking boots for you. Oh! Somewhat of an easier but more complicated task at the same time. Gavel.
Yes, sir.
A pledge that all of the children of the Ashen Ones from here on until the end of time be named after the Yozi.
Ooh.
Preferably starting with the third circle souls, of which there are hundreds, and of which there are tens of thousands of second circle souls. You need not worry about running out anytime soon.
They only be named after the Yozi, sir.
I will permit no less than half of the original name of the demon to be incorporated into it, allowing for some overlap.
I see. Very well, sir.
And he, gestures to the eclipse. Well then, we have an emissary of Saul. He pauses very meaningfully before saying the name of the unconquered sun, and in that one word is overlaid a very complicated overlay of emotion I, as a human being, can't, make with my mouth, of pride and loathing and sorrow and admiration, and Ligier was one of the people who created the sun, creation's sun, as a mirror and reflection of himself, in part of the creation myth of the setting. And his son surpassed him, and he does not know how to feel about that.
Oh.
Like, seeing the Prince of All Demons up close and in person, there is awe and majesty still there, but you could definitely tell this is also a person. With all the interpersonal baggage and a bunch of the social interactions and hang-ups that come with having the brain shape of a human being, or something close enough to it. Even if a Yozi is very complicated, he still has intimacies, is what I mean.
Right.
And those intimacies are... Every second circle demon is in fact an intimacy of a third circle given flesh.
Okay.
For instance, Gerezvin, the Cursed Spear, is emblematic of Ligier's regrets and of of how he failed his subjects by getting them all locked into hell. But more on that later. For now, so long as you are able to sign off on that, I could get started in your commission forthwith.
Of course. And, sir? There's something I wish to speak to you about.
He just ever so curtly nods as the fucking SMT theater music continues. There may or may not be someone playing on the piano in the background.
Well, you see, sir, I would like to make a request of you, if you will permit me.
I have scant few time, but I will permit as such, given your actions to prevent the Neverborn from encroaching and worsening what we were already left with as a bad hand, he says, looking again at Aura.
And I wish to pay on that favor right now, sir. You see, my victories that I have accomplished within these past few months, as much as it pains me to admit, and, well, perhaps in the past it would have pained me, but now those pains have been cured by damn it all. I'm trying to say that I couldn't have done it without my friends.
Compatriots?
My friends. And I point...
Yes,
Oh, I'm your friend.
And Gavel points to Lythander and Aura.
Wait, I'm now your friend.
I always said you were...
Oh my god.
I always said you were my fucking friend, Lythander.
Oh my god, literally blushes or blushes.
Ooh woo.
If you
yes, I heard such similar speeches in the first age during that grand final battle.
Indeed. If I may be permitted as to ask, sir, I would ask that you would extend your hand of craftsmanship to one item of my friends' request.
A note that's the faster I craft, the more steep the components tend to be.
I wish to work something out for them, sir, if it means that the price of my boots is also increased on top of their items, or if I can somehow assist in whatever items must be made for them. Then I will do it.
Make a persuasion attempt on Ligier Shingiri Malpheus.
Oh, goodness.
Gavel, that is too much to
Can I
ask.
do an
That is too much for any of us could ever repay.
Can I do an embassy?
Yes.
Do you want a specific attribute with that? I'm also going to spend a mote for
Any
excellency.
attribute works.
Okay. Please. I want Lythander and Aura to get some good stuff out of this, too! 5 successes.
It succeeds explicitly because it's modified down by one of Ligier's intimacies.
Ooh, okay.
His ambition of spreading the wonder and goodwill and might and awe of all the Yozi for all the world to see.
Ooh, okay.
This would mean marketing for them.
Oh, okay.
Very well. I will at least hear them out, depending on what they wish for. Let's go with the skittish one. Ah, yes, chosen of Luna.
I'm skittish, you say? Well,
He is looking at Ligier's character portrait. Or, sorry, at Lythander's character portrait.
So, thank you for accepting our audience here. I do just humbly request something that I'm not even sure that your craftsmanship would be able to do. And
His
that
eye
is the
twitches
ability to
slightly as you
destroy
imply
soul steel.
His eye twitches slightly as you imply he can't do that.
Gavel
I assume you
silently-
mean to do so safely, without destroying the souls.
Yes, safely, yes. That is what I mean. I do not doubt that your ability, but it's one of those where everything that I've read leads to that not being being easy to do. Well, not easy. Let me rephrase that. Impossible.
Oh, this is actually a fairly simple cost. I require the Gal.
Ooh.
That's not a simple cost.
I will put it to you as such then. What is it that you value, child? Do you value your ability to do good in the world, or do you value a little magical toy that can mess around with time? I should note, the abilities of the Gal would not be fully obviated within this new creation. It would be incorporated into the new piece. However, there would be some degree of changes, perhaps.
May I ask the changes?
He is going to spend one mote on Measure the Wind, with a special custom mote to study the Gal itself.
I will allow this.
Okay. It will not have both the ability to create a pocket space and the ability to speed time. Only one of these aspects will survive.
You know what? I would probably... Oh... Is there... May I ask, would any modification... If I were to try to modify this myself to reintroduce something that is lost, would that get rid of what you've allowed me to gain?
In my personal opinion, as one of the architects of reality itself, you'd be better off trying to make a completely new piece, rather than attempting to interfere with my work.
That is more than fair, for your craftsmanship is above all that I've ever seen.
So how's it gonna be, Korak?
I'll give up time manipulation, I don't care.
Okay. The new piece will still be able to create the pocket space, but time will pass as 1-to-1. That makes things much easier for me as a GM, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, here's the thing, I'd rather the pocket space. I'm not gonna
Yep,
lie.
that'll still be there.
Pocket space is the most important thing. I like our infinite storage. Because just imagine, we have to lug this War Strider
Oh, goodness.
everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Especially now that we have the actual rules for them. Thanks, Pillars.
Yeah,
Alright,
like,
alright then there will be no flaw in this craftsman then. Character development achieved.
Yay.
I was considering, I was out of character. I was considering the price just being for those tchotchkes you've collected of the straw and the flask and the card. But the gall is enough for that.
I just take my straw. Oh, do you have anything to drink in the other room?
I have quite the finest of brandies, yes.
May I please have a glass?
Very well, although it
Thank
may
you.
not
I
be suited for
bow.
human constitution. Though,
Well,
you have
I'm no
the...
mere human.
Yes, I know. You have the moon's blood flowing through your veins. You are able to change your shape as freely as... And he's clearly he is clearly mimicking someone else's heroic monologue. You're not sure who, but he's doing the Frieza abridged thing of going off on someone's heroic speech he's heard 100 times before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's fair. I wouldn't say that about any actual Luna worth of salt. Unless you're talking about Leopard and he's just a jerk.
Alright, and he takes the ring. He will need to actually take the ring from you in order to get started on this, I would note.
No, I hate to ask how long, because my wife isn't there.
It will take me... You would need to remove her from it.
It's a lower soul?
Should not be beyond your realms of capability to remove it, but we can save yours for last, then, in order to give you the time you need to prepare.
I very much appreciate that. You see Lythander take the deepest bow ever.
He, unlike Gavel, he does not say you don't need to bow that low.
He with what Lythander asks, he knows he needs to bow this low in order for everything not to just go to shit.
Oh, it's not just that. He is also very silent. He still holds a grudge against the Celestial Exalted.
Wow.
Which, again, I feel like that is the best way of kind of not proving, but, like, being like, yes, no, I appreciate that you're taking your time. You literally did not have to. You could have just told Gavel to F off when asking for help with friends.
Yeah, but like Ligier wants his pieces and knowledge of him and his crafts, and of that of all of Malpheus to be spread across the world. So he's being fairly generous with what he gives out for those ends. Any case, he turns at last to Aura. Chosen of my son.
Yeah.
And he is using both meanings of the word son, naturally. He says both S-U-N and S-O-N at the same time.
He does the S-O, but with the
umlaut?
The dots on top?
Yeah. That's what it's subtitled as.
Yeah.
Thank you, my child of my son.
Go ahead.
No, it's just a grunt of acknowledgement. Oh yeah, right, I gotta ask what I want. Let's see. To be honest, I wasn't quite expecting to be handed something like this. Didn't really think about what I would want. And Aura has to think for a moment.
We could go over Nue while you want to think, if that's okay.
Okay.
Alright, Nue just kind of comes, I'm here too. Oh, yes, I have heard of you and that incident revolving Zenmu. And that's what I actually wanted to request of you, sir. We have in our possession a suit of armor that he has, pokes her thumb at Lythander, that allows survival in otherwise unsurvivable conditions, but there are threats in Zenmu that threaten the mind just as much as the body, and I don't know if that armor can protect against that. So you are requesting magics that can protect the mind from that which humanity was never meant to see. Yeah. And that is something that would probably also be relevant to the shit in El Dorado as well. In addition to her own personal fuck-ups. With Yadana, not Yadana, with fucking Yasir and the Zenmu Gate.
Uh-huh.
Brings up the scabbard to Nue's face, considers its perspective for a few moments. Oh, well now. How ironic. I require a piece of Luna.
What do you mean by a piece of Luna?
A scale, a feather, a hair. So long as it's from one of their forms.
But we are all children of Luna, though, and thus are Luna.
You are chosen of her, but you are not part of her in that way. I require an actual piece of their body. And what's the timetable on you? Well, I cannot get... Well, I could make the piece for you right now, but then it would be flawed in some critical way. For example, back in the first age when they had those sorcerers able to summon me... Oh god, here he goes. Nue just kind of mutters under her breath as the haughty royal guy is launching into a monologue, of course. Back in the day, I was requested to make a piece by a solar sorcerer to restore the memories of his lost love after his soul was eaten by our distant cousins, the Fair Folk. Yeah, the Ozi are kin to Fair Folk, by the way. I don't know if that's been dropped before, but he just said that out loud. Mm-hmm. In any case. However, he was not able to provide the price that was requested. As such, when he came back and needed to complain about the piece being only able to create new memories rather than restore them, unfortunately, he didn't read the fine print. It created false memories, and created a false person inside the still living shell. That was not his love. And that's the scale of things. Okay, I will see if I can contract my patron and then send feelers back with the price later then. As you wish. And now for the solar.
To be honest, I'm torn. There is a possibility of procuring a tool to help fix my greatest mistake. Or I could use your services to, shall I say, begin a new project to better the future for all those living. I need you to construct a pipeline.
And he actually does, laugh slightly. Infrastructure. I have a project in mind that would greatly advance the independence and development of humanity. And to do that, it requires infrastructure capable of supporting and transporting energy from and to all corners of the world. Unseen and without interfering with the present state of physicality. Something that would go something like I guess I call the project Leyline. We already have the dragon lines, but from your description of transposing energy across all of creation, it sounds as if you wish to interface directly with that Loom of Fate project, that Autochthon, and the same mixture of so many different emotions that is spoken of with Soul. It comes out again here, created.
Yes, I wanted to try and how do I say? I wanted to try and etch part of my own effort into their original creation. I wanted to take what they made and add more onto it.
Elaborate.
Use it as an inspiration. And I would have to recall.
Effectively, you wanted to give people the ability to make tulpas and conjure spirits through their own beliefs in order to face spiritual threats on their own, and have people make their own avatars to take care of their problems that normal humans can't.
Yeah. I sort of describe it like that, and for that reason, I would need enough infrastructure, like a complex enough infrastructure coursing through the living world to transport the amount of magic of I guess it would be anima required to pull that off. Like there would need to be a constant source of anima sort of flowing all throughout the world for that to be possible.
Oh, yeah. Looks at the scabbard. Huh. I was not aware that was a component at the time. Bring me the head of Aurora. Or what's left of it.
Alright, I'm gonna try to remember where that was.
Well, the good...
is that still...
100 Venom Stinger has it. I don't know if you're aware of that, though, in character. Oh, right, you are. Ed told you.
Also, Ed told me.
Also have his memories.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you also have his memories.
With archive mind mentality.
Hey, how the fuck did that thing get all the way to Zenmu, Lythander?
I don't know. How did it, Rex?
He took it there for safekeeping. He knew you assholes would try and fucking steal it.
Wow. How did he know? Can you believe he knew that we would do something like this?
Whatever, we're at war.
To be completely honest, I thought it would ask for, I don't know, your heart, your marriage, your immortal soul. I suppose the brain of one of the fallen kings of the gods.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't ask for my marriage.
Ah, yes, I did hear about that. Your divorce, I believe it was called, was the talk
Yes,
of
I
all
don't know how that happened!
Ask the Ebon Dragon. I believe that's his prerogative.
Yes, but that makes no sense. Like, how? How does one get a divorce when that never happened?
Oh, if it's the flavor of impossibility you're asking, you would want to go speak with Ouroborous as well, then. The Yozi, that is the concept of impossibility.
Well, thank you.
Best of luck. It's difficult to understand what they're saying,
Wait
even in regards to Malpheus itself.
Also, I haven't actually talked to my wife in the Gull.
She's nonverbal. I don't think she talks much back.
I know, but... Is she divorced me as well?
It's a common law marriage. I think you're fine.
That's fair, but she was also part of...
Well, it's till death do you part, and she is dead. It's complicated. Anyway, Now, it's at this point Adrian stands up. You were not included among these companions. You hear him just hiss like an insect under his breath. Then how about a separate request, then? In exchange for making something for me, I will bring forth messages and reestablish a channel with the sun. I can hear you still have some bad blood going. What, you haven't spoken in millennia? I was chosen by him and spoke directly to him when I came to hell. Or when he picked me. He's gonna try a persuade action on Ligier.
Oh boy.
This one modified up by his intimacies. Solar Twin Ties.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Unless anyone wants to do an 8 action for the Prince of Demons.
What's the 8 action to help with?
This would be against Ligier's resolve, although... You know what? I do think that, yeah, you would use 2 motes for Prince of All Things delegation. Aura. That's rad!
Yo.
As he is deflecting the consequence of this social influence to one of his subordinates. If you make something for me, I will open about his diplomatic establishments with Saul. Do you really think I care about that? And Aura, you sense the essence expenditures of magic, and you realize this is an Eclipse OK effect that you could learn. of passing off successful social influence to one of your subordinates. I should note, it costs 4 motes. Very expensive power.
Oh, very expensive.
Or at least it costs 4 motes for you. And somewhere one of his second circle demons really wants to reconnect with the sun, but Ligier himself is not interested. So you're not taking the bait at all, are you? No, I'm not interested in making anything for the likes of you. If you came here to negotiate, then by all means, do so, but I see no reason why I should help you with crafting of anything in my forge, or crafting any more in the fabric of reality, given your status and your unannounced attendance here. If that is everything, I will be able to begin on what I have received components for, and for the rest of them... And he actually does bring forth what looks like a small token made out of raw concentrated essence, and gives it to Nue and Aura. Press down on the... and also Lythander in order to give them time to prepare. Activate this and one of my second circles will come. Collect the component. When it's ready.
Well, it's
Got
going
it.
to be hard for them to collect it, because Lythander takes the gall off and throws it.
Oh, well then you're going to need to spend some quality time with me.
I hope I do not annoy you, my lord.
Ligier's going to try and make a rule on Lythander.
What's the rule?
Boy.
Instill.
What does that mean?
Oh, he's going to instill he's trying to, instill you with he's going to try and make you, loyal to him.
Oh, goodness.
Mm,
Also,
I do say
That's 12
this,
successes also.
I am taking a hard bargain.
Alright.
I do hate to say this, but I will not be anyone's lapdog.
Give me a moment to think of what the hard bargain consequences for this will be. I think that...
I lose my straw. I lose my pants of...
No. Your familiars are drawn to Ligier. Or at least everyone but Pedro.
Okay.
Because he's
I'm okay with everybody besides Pedro.
Yeah, sanctity of merits. I can't take Pedro from you.
Yeah.
Everyone else... Fragments of your soul in the forms of the familiars, nickel and dime, and these sort of other
Dime
curses
is dead,
that are
remember?
Oh yeah, Dime is dead. They begin to circle and prostrate themselves before the Prince of Demons, completely ignoring you.
Well then, this is uncalled for.
As you feel the familiar bond to be severed. Not on Ligier's part, your familiars willingly relinked themselves to him.
Whenever I make a familiar?
No, just this current batch.
Alright. Thank the Lord you didn't tell me, all of your mushrooms also. Thank God. Actually, thinking about it, I give them free will in case something like this happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, if I may request that we wrap up shortly.
Oh yeah, we're wrapping up now, don't worry. In fact, the probably last scene of it is everyone else leaving, as given that Lythander does need to stick around and stay alongside Ligier as he works. In the waiting room, you watch him work in the theater, and you notice someone shuffle down the halls dressed only in a bathrobe.
Hot.
It's fucking Vitriol.
Who?
The real Vitriol.
Who?
The fucked up pale guy with the metal fuck shit in his forehead. That's the same cast as Gavel.
Who?
The Scourge of Tikkun.
Yeah, the Scourge of Tikkun.
Scourge on these nuts?
Responsible for giving people the evil fruits.
Not
this one.
No, that wasn't actually him.
Oh, okay.
That was
That
that was Stinger in his shape.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, I just kept that note there. There we go.
Oh, I didn't think you would be here, Lythander.
Do I actually know this guy?
You probably only barely met him.
Oh, well, it is a pleasure to remake your acquaintance, Vitriol.
He shakes her hand, somewhat confused. What are you doing with, my liege?
Well, your liege has allowed me to request an item to be made through the sheer graciousness of my friend Gavel.
That does sound like her. By the by, why was everyone mad at me earlier? I don't have the faintest idea.
So, I'll be real with you. Somebody, took your shape and was doing terrible things with it.
Lunar, I would take it.
Yes, 100 venom stingers.
Oh, so he took the bait. Noted.
Oh, it was
And
bait.
he just walks
Thank you.
away.
Thank you for letting me know that was bait. That actually does help me rest at night.
Read intentions zone is going away. Last roll of the night as we're wrapping up.
Alright, I forget what read intentions is.
Embassy or presence in this case.
I have 4 craft and I never use it.
What the fuck did you build up for craft?
I don't remember. It's just on my sheet. I have 4 craft.
Guess you put a lot of your fucking milestones in there over time.
I think that was my junk milestone.
Oh
Like-
my
Oh,
goodness.
okay.
Because remember I wanted to build the thing for that. So I was putting it into craft.
Oh, there will still be ample opportunities for you to do crafting shit if you want. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyway, make that roll.
Alright, should probably put things into Embassy, honestly.
Yeah.
But I thought performance would allow me to... I have 3 Embassy.
Performance allows you for a lot of shit. Yeah, it's not terrible.
And would I be able to go into my backing as well? No.
In this case, yes,
Oh.
because Stinger is involved, so I had 3 dice.
Okay. Backing is only 2.
Okay, so 2 dice.
Yeah. So that's going to be 10 dice.
Mhm.
No.
Something about that interaction was off, but you can't really tell what.
I don't like this.
As we see Stinger, as we see the Scourge of Takun walk away back into the Prince of Hell's bedchambers, and he's alone. Only we, the audience, see. Well, they bought it, and they think that Stinger was behind it. Good to know.
Remember, Lythander is still here because he has to be here.
No. He said that when he walked into Ligier's private bedroom.
Okay.
Only the audience heard
All
that.
right.
Alright, and we'll leave off there.
Alrighty.
He just fucking makes the Johan face from Monster. You know the one.
I've
Yeah.
never actually seen Monster.
It's so good.
Is it, though?
Yes. I've been
You know what's also good?
Our
Oh, B
patrons.
first, sorry.
Yes, our patrons are fantastic, but B, I've actually been rewatching Monster recently this year, and yeah, it's kind of amazing.
Thank you to GB and Storm for supporting us at the 6-sided dice tier. More of our shit's coming up in the future. Korak might return to some streams. I will definitely return to some streams the week you're hearing this. I gotta get through more of me Tactical Breach Wizards, and perhaps then something like the Thaumaturge or Cassette Beasts or other shit for the channel. And as everyone's schedules continue to calm down, from Chills' graduation to Alatos' schedule settling back into something more normal, you might see more shit from us coming in the future, but in the meantime, we are launching into the FateBreakers. The end of Act 4 is in sight. Finally, Act 5 and the finale of the campaign will be happening over the next few months. We'll be done by the end of the year. Alright, we may now hit stop. Alatos may finally go to bed. Have a good night,
Alatos,
everyone.
we need
See
to
you
hunt
next week
monsters!
for Prasad.
Alatos, we need to hunt the monsters!
Thank you for listening to FateBreakers. We here at the Action Economy crew are proud to bring you this and other AP content, like Tomb of the Red Giant, the first half of our complete JoJo's Bizarre Adventure AP, as well as Rune Runners, our Icon AP. We'll also have a Patreon by the time you hear this. If you like what you've heard so far, feel free to drop us a little bit of money if you can afford to do so, and we could bring you even more content in the future. APs live and die by word of mouth, so if you liked us, please drop us a follow, like, share, retweet, whatever you can think of to help us out. We are excited to bring you more bi-weekly content in 2 weeks from now for the next FateBreakers, and other episodes time permitting. See you then.